was just like, oh, I'm upset. It's like I didn't even realize, but compared to Friday, this is nothing.
There's some mysterious. I was like, there's some mysterious box there. I can't.
Here we go. What about now?
Yes.
All right. Sweet. Lord. It's been a long week, y'all.
It has.
I thought yesterday was Friday, no lie.
Oh my.
Like, honestly, I was like, oh, at least I get to, and then I thought about it, and I was like, this is Wednesday. I don't know what happened, but Monday and Tuesday, they hated my guts.
Hey, they got ads on our channel and we're not getting paid?
Oh shit! I mean, they do that. I don't know if that's what's happening to us.
We got ads now.
No, we just got ads. I just pulled it up on the
just
Xbox.
got a. Oh my god! I'm so sorry.
They put an ad on there.
Yeah.
How are they doing that to me?
That's Twitch, man. Twitch is
subs. Now
they had that. No, they had
like,
that
oh,
blackout
you making
day
money?
yesterday.
We making money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Twitch, we're not making.
We're not making the money though.
Yeah, but Twitch, like, we're not really making any money yet. Like, did you wait till we make the money?
Nah, they're not gonna do that. They don't care.
And
is there a premium version like YouTube to avoid ads?
You have Prime. I don't know if you can avoid these ads.
You can't.
Unless you subscribe.
I do have Prime.
No, you can't. You can't
avoid them at all. You're going to see ads, and they don't care how you feel about it.
Exactly.
Okay.
I haven't seen any ads yet, so maybe I'm special.
I'm subscribed to people, and I still see ads.
Watch us, because I'm not putting myself through that. I only watch us. I'm not watching Twitch for any other reason. During ads, that's stupid.
I didn't. Yeah, I don't. I wish I watched more Twitch. I really only watch people that I know personally play video games. And mostly Kristen and JK. It's just be, and it just be random. It just be random. They'll be, oh, I'm on Twitch. I'm like, I'm not doing anything. Click on the link for like, I'm not there for long, but I'm just like, oh, this is a fun game. Man. Oh, I'm not the demographic, I guess.
He'll say, "Hey, bye."
I tried to branch out, and then they hit me with ads. I'm like, okay, fine. I get the message, get the hint. I'm out of here.
You don't want me.
Yeah.
You don't want my business. You don't want me here. Hey.
Oh wow, we all get gifted. I feel special, man. Thanks, man.
That's what I'm talking about.
I feel real special.
All right, touch me right here.
You gotta show off the shirt.
Oh yeah, I gotta show off the merch.
Hey.
Come on, so it's a little tight on me because pandemic weight, but I got my pre-pandemic size, which is not my post or my during pandemic size.
What he's saying is he been in the gym.
No, I wish this was muscle. It's just falling in convenient places if it looks like muscle.
Hey, you're right. You're supposed to agree with me. I'm trying to amp you up, hype you up.
Yeah. Gym, weights, heavy stuff, lifting them. Yeah.
Maurice said he not tier 1. Tech, what's going on?
Man, it does it random.
It doesn't. Yeah. Well, I think I don't know. Should be tier 1.
I got it. I'm tier 1.
Nah, it does it randomly. It just picks everybody.
What do you have no control? What are you guys talking about? Tier 1.
The subs.
Yeah. Take just gifted some peoples with subs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see XKBHX involved.
Nah, you weren't
Losing
in
you,
there.
Carl.
Nah, you weren't in there either,
You
man.
didn't.
I think I was in there.
No, I mean you weren't in the gift party.
Yeah,
Like, it was only 5 people got gifted. You didn't get selected.
Oh, okay. Okay.
We're gonna what disappoint?
I
Get
feel
out
like
of
this is
here.
Halo Infinite
This
related.
man
but-
already starting.
We ain't even got started good. You already come on.
Oh,
Come on. Y'all ready?
oh.
Yeah.
Hey.
Thanks for joining us and welcome back. Follow us at Blurred Dimension here and on YouTube. Oh, and on Insta if you haven't already. Turn on notifications so you can be the first to know when we got new content for you. I'm Kavan, the Greedo Suave. We got JK, Beast Eternal.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing at what? Oh, Maurice.
Yeah. Carl.
You just got here. This kind of violence is unnecessary.
Look,
Oh, I
first
like
of
the
all,
energy. I like the energy. Yes, we back
You said
for
I like the
season
energy.
2. We back for season 2. Y'all got.
wow.
We got some stuff for y'all. You know, as AJ showed the shirt again, show it again, baby. Yeah,
Coming
that's
soon.
only one. That's only one.
Yeah, it's one of a kind right now, but
Anyway, next.
We got Creston Nasser.
What's going on, everybody?
We got JD, Creates Activity.
Welcome back, everybody. We're happy to be back for season 2. Let's go.
AJ Noslinja.
ooh, me? You talking about me?
Bruh.
What's going on, everybody?
Like,
We got
I'm
Carl, XKBHX.
What's going on? See, maybe you'd have seen the headshot if I was a homeowner by now, but there's drama in the club surrounding that. We're not getting into it. But when we get to that point, you know, I might bless you folks with a little visual, but you know, we'll wait on that.
Hey.
I was trying
We usually oh shoot, I skipped the part. Getting back in the swing of things. All our pronouns are he, him, and his. We usually have 3 segments for y'all. Since we just came back from break, it's really just gonna be like a catch-up session, what we've been up to, what we've been watching, playing, you know, and a little bit about what's next. After the podcast, of course, is the usual. We're gonna have a quick break. We're gonna get into after podcast gaming. Tonight I think we playing Knockout City. And you know, I mean, maybe some Rocket League if there's time. A little bit. So we'll see.
And then
I feel
Halo.
like
And then
discussing games stuff.
yeah. I mean, Carl just got into that MCC flight. Maybe we need to, you know.
I just wanted Carl to be invited because if you just said 2 games that weren't Halo and not Halo afterwards, I think he might conveniently just.
We would have lost him. We would have lost him right there.
Yep.
Nah, he wants to play Splitgate.
Yeah, totally. 100%.
I mean, there's not a great desire there, but you know, compared to Knockout or whatever, is that what it's called? Knockout?
Knockout City.
Yeah. Let's
Knockout
knock that out of here and
Oh
go
my
with
god,
Splitgate.
I love Knockout. It's his favorite game.
Yeah, it's
Let's
exciting.
knock that out of here.
Yeah.
Carl, what's going on? You're not excited to play Knockout City right now?
Absolutely not. Not even a little bit.
Oh my god.
No.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so what's good? What's the win good with y'all? Who wants to kick us
I
off?
feel like AJ needs to discuss this lighting design that he has.
The light.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Come back, season 2 showing out.
No man, I just got a light. Just got a light. That's all. Trying to brighten up the place.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I'm
Little
gonna
RGB situation. Give
Yeah,
I'm
I'm just
razzle
gonna-
dazzle.
change the colors every once in a while just for fun, you know.
True.
Yeah, go ahead.
This man.
I'll go first since I didn't brought all the attention on myself. I'm gonna be honest. We went on break. I went on break, like from everything. I think I'm being on like the stuff that we, the normal stuff like My Hero, which is the new season started. Slime, reincarnated as slime, started up again. It's finally getting to the point where it's no more like politics. They're about to like actually like get into some fights. They had a couple fights or whatever. So like slime is starting to get good. And then I finished Eden Zero, I think a couple days ago. It gave me like not Fantasy Star, Outlaw Star vibes, which is one of my favorite anime of all time. So I was really excited about Eden Zero. Very sad when I found out it was only 13 episodes. I always make the mistake of watching a show without checking how many episodes. So the letdown is huge when you're like, yeah, you keep going and then it just like falls off a cliff. It's like, oh, that's not an episode, that's a trailer. At the next thing is a trailer after the last episode. But
so complete side note, right? To add to that, if you have a VPN, you can continue watching because they're still releasing Eden Zero episodes in Japan. It's just there's no dub.
Okay.
I mean, is there actual subs, or we have to use our imagination?
Well, there's no subs. Sorry, that's what I meant. There's no subs.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'm just gonna be watching and then kind of guessing at what's being said.
Use context clues. Okay, I see what's going on here.
I think I'm just gonna go to the manga and do what I always do.
And just wait.
I finished the entire manga before they even get to like the second half of the first season. But I really enjoyed Eden Zero. I tried to watch The Witcher, but got triggered very early on by the first scene and couldn't get through it. It was a little intense with all of the murder of the poor family, and I was like, there was a little bit something too familiar about that family. It made me like not want to watch it. And then let's see what else was there. There was I don't know. I think that's pretty much it. I watched a bunch of old stuff, like stuff that nothing new. Like I watched a bunch of old stuff. I'm a big fan of going back in time and like reminiscing and stuff like that. So I think that's it for me, really. Just like the usuals, and then some Eden Zero.
True. I think Eden Zero is on my watch list. I haven't cracked it open yet. So I'll go next, I guess. I actually played a lot of new stuff. I haven't finished anything, but I've played a lot of new stuff. I played Splitgate with y'all, which is it's a little rough around the edges, but I like the concept.
Yes, it is.
And it's generally Carl, it seemed a little bit unnecessary. I don't. What does Splitgate do to deserve?
Carl, that's
Yeah,
the most
spot on, that's all I'm
Halo
saying.
game we could bring you that's not Halo. Like
Absolutely.
I don't know how to make you.
They were
happy.
like, how can we make
Like,
Halo but not get sued?
No, you know exactly how to make him happy. That's the problem. There's just only one way. It's one avenue to there.
Only one way. But Splitgate has been cool. I started Hades after it came to Game Pass. That joint is really fun.
I love the art on that, by the way.
It's good.
The art on Hades is good. I was like, just watching these trailers for it. I was like, if I played this type of game, I'd be in. It's not my type of game, but that art is great.
Yeah, and I mean, it feels really good to play. Like I'm having a good time. I had to put it down because I gotta finish Undertale for Game Club for DCGG.
Up.
What happened? You were supposed to give it another chance. What's going on?
I'm being honest with myself. I'm not gonna play it again.
You know who you are. I mean,
Yes.
nothing wrong with that.
I could have told you that the first time you said you gonna play it. I was like, you ain't gonna play this. You know you don't like them type of games.
I tried. I gave it a couple hours.
I don't know. It's an interesting concept. I don't know. I don't think I get it. I don't think I'm understanding the point. But I'm interested, I guess, to see what happens, and hopefully, the ending is satisfying, or like I don't know, who made Undertale. I mean, we might have to fight, like, cause y'all putting me through some shit. Like I had to. Oh my gosh, like I died, and then I got lost, and I had to like. There was a part where I went up a ledge, but I had help from an NPC, and so when I died and I came back to that spot, I couldn't get up, so I had to go like all the way back. It's it's been rough. It's been some of it has been rough. So I hope whatever payoff there is in the end is worth it. The ending is satisfying. I started playing Blood Roots. Creston had suggested that, and that joint is fun. And I haven't finished it yet, but I like it a lot. I like the way it feels. I don't know what the fuck the story is. I haven't really followed it. I just go in there
It
and
doesn't
like
matter.
slice people up. It don't matter. You know,
Is
roll
that
over
that
them with
vampire
barrels.
game?
No, it's
Or-
like you a dude with a wolf hat, wolf skin, and an axe, and you got to go in there and kill everybody. It's
you're
like a
berserker.
one hit kill. Yeah,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
it's interesting.
What's that on?
It's on Game Pass. It's on Xbox. It's on PC.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I recommend it. Been playing Halo, of course. Rocket League, of course. Play the Ascent a little bit. It definitely has its fun moments, but they do have some trouble with their netcode. I had trouble linking up with people who I won't name who have original Xboxes out here. And it was like it took long to sync up, and then we would just like get desynced at times. So that's but other than that, the game was pretty fun. You said what? Yeah.
Netcode was versus Soul Calibur. I was like, boy, y'all tripping.
Soul Calibur was.
Oh, don't even bring up Soul Calibur. God damn.
Soul Calibur
That's
still
how bad
definitely
it
worse.
That shit was really bad.
But I won at Soul Calibur so much.
Hey,
we could always run it. We could always run it. I'm
so
always
much.
up
I think my only challenge was really like Creston, and everybody else was just there, and it felt good to like.
Well, I guess we gotta fucking run it again, because if AJ's only saying that Creston was his only challenge, then
No, absolutely.
I said what I said.
But
all right, cool. Next Thursday, bet.
I'm just saying,
That's all
like,
you gotta say, AJ.
this is my family all over again. I start winning at a game, and people are like, it's not that fun, and they just leave. Mass exodus, just me sitting there holding controller by myself.
Hey, I'm down.
Hey,
I'm down
always
to play.
here.
Yeah,
I'm down to play.
You just open up the gates of hell on your ass, man. I'm sorry.
They're not, but they can't beat me though. That's the point. I don't care if they want to fight me.
You literally just dousing yourself in fire right now.
Oh my gosh, this man said they can't.
I didn't open up any gates. Like no, like they can't climb this castle wall. They can't. There's nothing they can do. It's an impenetrable fortress.
Wow.
I just want to dominate again.
I'm down.
Say it again.
Yeah, me too.
Already.
So, what else?
Yeah, let's delay that.
Oh, I've been watching Tokyo Revengers. That shit is fire. I would say it moves a little bit slow overall. It's definitely not your typical all action all the time shonen. But I like it. And I'm curious to see what happens next. And I'm every week they got like a cliffhanger, and I'm like dying to see what's gonna happen. But I think it's almost over. They're going up to 24. I think I just watched 20 or 21 this past weekend. So I don't know. I might have to start reading the manga or some shit. I watched Cruella with my wife. That was interesting. The retelling of her story, or I guess the rewriting of her like origin was interesting. She was like, they could just make her crazy for, just let her be crazy. She don't need, a reason. She could just be a villain.
No, we want these sympathetic villains out here. We don't want none of these one-dimensional villains.
It's the same way they did.
Maleficent is not even a villain anymore, according to her story.
Yeah, she was an anti-hero.
She's like, it's Maleficent is spun as if like, oh, you've just been listening to one person tell their side of the story. You didn't let me tell my side of the story. It's kind of the way Maleficent is. That's the reason I wasn't interested in Cruella, because I like Maleficent as a character. It was like my favorite Disney villain. And then when they made her like a good guy, I was like, she lost like a lot of her edge, and I was like, oh.
So it's funny that you said that, because they did the same thing. So I saw a post on Instagram. Somebody did a critique on Princess and the Frog, and they did what's the voodoo guy's name? I forgot. Pretty much the one who's trying to
Shadow Man.
Yeah,
I
Shadow
think he has a
Man.
name, Doctor or something. But
Yeah, and so they were saying like, see, they getting on this black man who's mystic in the arts of voodoo, and they trying to make him look like a villain, but really he's just practicing his stuff, and they coming to him. Well, I was like, this man literally talking to
he pulled them in off
evil
the street.
entity, yeah, and he causing harm. I was like, I would agree with you, but at the same time, this man actually doing some harmful shit. So I don't know about that. But it's interesting, like you said that, AJ. Anyway,
but yeah, I don't know. I don't think that story would have flown in 2021. Her just out here killing puppies, like white people would have rioted.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah, absolutely. Peter would have. There was no way Peter would have let that movie get off the ground. Right? Their legal
we
team
wouldn't have seen it.
is serious.
101 Dalmatians should have never been made. Then
It's the fact that you have to put in a movie before you make it that no animals were harmed in the process of making this movie proves how powerful they are. Like the fact that you have to say that, knowing that like killing an actual animal on film is actually more tedious than killing CGI animals and fake animals and all that other stuff. Like it's just nobody really does that. But the fact that you have to say it shows how powerful they are.
It's easy for them to lash out now with social media and everything, because everybody can see it. Back then in the 90s, everybody be protesting, going to different places, whatever, but they don't
People
show
also just kept their like if they didn't like something, they just kept it to themselves.
Exactly.
That was the way the world was back then. But now it's like, no, if you don't like something, you need to tell people. They need to see it.
Exactly.
Facts.
Outrage culture.
Cancel culture.
I got stuff to say about that. Anyway, so I watched Kipo. I started watching Kipo and the Age of the Wonder Beast, and that's been interesting. I'm liking it a lot. They got a lot of good music. I mean, if you fuck with like musical, it's not a musical, but there's a lot of music in the show. If you like that kind of show, if you like Steven Universe, Adventure Time, this might be a good time for you. I started watching this wild joint on Netflix. Not Netflix, on Hulu, called 9 Perfect Strangers. Y'all seen that shit? Stars Nicole Kidman.
With Melissa McCarthy?
Yes, and Melissa McCarthy and that one nigga, he be in everything.
Yeah,
I saw the tall white dude, kind of sparky.
Yeah, I saw the trailer. I was like, nah, I ain't with it.
It's interesting. It's weird for sure. And it has like some little creepy moments, but it's good.
Like version
I don't know if I'll say it's good, but I'm curious about what they're doing. Like, where is this going? What are you trying to tell me? Like, I'm curious enough to keep watching. So I recommend it if you like kind of sort of, weird show. Not super weird. Like if you like The Leftovers or some shit like that, it's not that weird. It's not as weird as that other joint.
Fuck is The Leftovers?
You never seen that shit? It was the joint where like half or 60% of the world just disappeared, and then the people were on Earth a couple of people started this fucking cult where they didn't talk, they wore all white. It was fucking
The
weird.
Guilty Remnant.
Oh my god, Carl, you watched that shit, bruh?
Absolutely.
That was a wild ass show.
Yeah.
It's not that weird, and it's not as weird as that other shit with the pink stars are falling shit, and they was having seizures. It's not that weird.
Under the Dome.
It's a little strange. Under the Dome. Yes.
Not shit. Right. I'll take Under the Dome.
Weird.
You guys have just named like 3 shows that I'll never ever watch.
Shit was
that shit
was extremely weird.
in succession. Like 3 shows, I was like, no.
Was the reason why I like Under the Dome is that whole sci-fi alien shit. That's why I like.
So it was a good sci-fi time, but definitely super weird. And then started and continued. It Takes Two. I had initial. It's so that joint is really fucking good. Like it is like that joint might be like a game of the year contender for me. Like it is
Yeah.
the
I've been
platforming
hearing that.
is so fucking
I
good.
wanna I definitely wanna play it. Shit, let me
Well,
know.
I'm down to play.
Do you have it on was it you have it
Xbox.
on Xbox?
Yup.
Yeah,
And
let
it's
me
not
know when you're
crossplay, so you
done.
gotta have them, on the same platform.
Okay, gotcha.
Bet.
But it can talk. It can talk between Xbox One and Xbox Series X, or it
Yeah,
had to be on.
it across generation, but it can't like Xbox and PC. It don't have that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've always wanted to try it, but I've been seeing people stream it and play it. I was like, oh, this is pretty fun. Yeah.
I don't know if you can play like with a MP like with a CPU character, or if you have to have two people. I haven't tried.
It
But
looks like you have to have a person
okay,
to play it with. And I was about to say, like, for y'all married couples out there, if
nah,
no,
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 no.
okay, never
I mean,
mind.
so if y'all are both gamers, highly recommend. It's the puzzles are great. The platforming is so fucking smooth. But if like, so I started playing this game with my wife, and I was like, yeah, this would be a cute little bonding experience. We can do something together that I like, and whatever. That I should have streamed it. The shit was hilarious. She was so bad. It was so terrible. We were. I mean, we had a great laugh about it, but we were not gonna be able to finish the game.
It's gonna be
There
worse
was
than over.
there was no way. We haven't played Overcooked yet, so
See,
but like
that's a real tester right there.
if your partner has not played platformers, is not pretty decent. Like I've gotten pretty far. Like I played it with Wallace at BlurCon, and then I played it some more at somewhere. But so we got, and me and Wallace got really far. But like the puzzles get like tougher and tougher, and like if one of y'all is not a gamer, there's no way it's not it's not gonna work. But it's like if you got two get like, oh my gosh, especially if you like platformers, dog, you cannot beat that shit. I swear. I think that might be it for me. That's all the new shit. Been keeping up a little bit with Slime. I'm a couple weeks behind on Slime. But that joint is
You on the boring episodes.
absolutely.
They just
That's why
talking about strategy. Like
I'm like, dog, when are we gonna do some shit this season, or what?
like
Is this?
strategy. The last two episodes had some action in it, where you're like,
Oh,
okay. And I
Three or
think
four.
yeah, like there was a little bit of like you got to see some growth from some of the characters, which is what I like. And I
okay.
like and my issue with Slime is my issue with like Superman, right? Like Rimuru is just invincible, pretty much. Like you get Raphael and you really can't lose a fight. Like sure, you can be overpowered, but Raphael figures something out, and next thing you know, you win the fight. Like it's I don't necessarily like those kind of shows. Anime always saves itself because the animation is always good, so it kind of keeps me in it, even though the overpowered hero or heroine is just too much.
Yeah.
So what Slime does best though is because Rimuru is just like a cheat code in himself, right?
Facts.
The other characters take precedent. So you get to see like what's his name, the general guy, the red-haired he used to be Orc guy, but he turned into something else.
Oh, damn,
Starts with
what's his name?
I think his name starts with like a B
Benimaru.
or something like that.
Benimaru.
Benimaru, right. Right. You get to see him grow, you get to see the his little sister grow, and like you get to see the characters like develop.
It's dangerous.
And they do cool stuff. You're like, oh shoot, they got beast mode on. I mean, it's one of those shows where the heroes are always, it's like fairy tale, right? Like the heroes are always gonna win, and they're always gonna power up past their limits. Like one of those shows, but I at least need to feel like, oh man, they might not have made it out, and then they pull something out there.
Well, I mean, I think that's what get the arc where basically half the town was wiped out made you kind of feel that, right?
Yeah. They had.
When I read that in the manga, I was just like, oh shit, like they're dead.
Yeah.
Like
Then they pulled the Dragon Ball Z on you.
Yeah, and then they pulled Dragon Ball Z on you, which I did not expect, right? Like until that point, no resurrection had happened, right? Like so it felt like it was permanent. Like they just
it really did.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
It felt like it was done for. Did I see him?
Man.
Like no, I didn't see that at all.
I was disappointed because I was like, you know what? I hope he just enraged and start killing fools. But then,
Well,
I mean,
he did kill fools. It was just very. It wasn't enraged.
But at the same time, though, I went, like when he stopped and like everybody, like he just stood there, and then you just see this person. You just see like everybody's like, oh, everybody just stopped. Everybody's like, oh shit, and then they're like, oh, calm down, calm down. We got away. We got away. He's like, okay, and they just went away.
Now, the way he killed everybody. Yeah, but the way he killed everybody was so like kind of, it was a little lackluster. He literally just like shot everybody in the head from long range, like everybody, just rained death bullets.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
when you think about it, I think it was his part human side, right? Like when you think about the way the writer did that and approached that, he did it in the most merciful way possible, right? Quick and easy, no one's suffering, everyone dies instantly. You die before you know you're dead. Like if he had gone through with his sword and started just chopping on people, like he didn't let them feel fear. For the
like
most
the
part,
old man was doing. The old man was effing up groups of people.
Exactly.
Yeah, but yeah, so yeah, slime is it'll get better. You got to get through like 3 episodes of just let's talk about the politics of the land, and then like the preparation to go to the Demon Lord Summit, and then the next one after the preparation episode is some action. So
all right. Hopefully, and what else? MHA. I'm behind on MHA. I usually will watch anime like on my lunch break or something. And like we got to the fungus episode where the girl was just like fucking mushrooms. I was like, nah, I can't fuck with this.
oh dang, you way out there then.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that you know what? That it was way creepier in the manga when you saw that. Like I was just like, oh, mushrooms like growing on people. It's kind of like Shino from Naruto, like bugs coming out of his skin. It's just not.
No,
like,
that shit is not the wave.
Doing this shit, I was like, yeah, you creepy.
Yeah,
I can't fuck with that at all. So I have to catch up on that at some point. But yeah, that's me.
Okay. I go real quick. So I played first while I watched Shaman King on Netflix. It was really good. I like this version of it instead of the Fox Kids, Fox Box.
I'm afraid to watch the old version because this version was very childish to me. Like it was still a very kiddie anime. So I was like, okay, it is childish. Like I felt, yeah,
slicing niggas up like that.
No. I mean, like the themes are it looks like it's like Kingdom Hearts, right? Like Disney characters, but you're still cutting things in half, right? Like that's what it feels like to me. It still feels kind of like, it doesn't feel like a polished, like this is for adults necessarily, but like it's not pushing adults away either because the themes are adult,
right?
But the way that it's animated still feels kind of kiddie to me. So I definitely was like, man, if I go back and watch that OG Shaman King, I don't think I'm gonna get through an episode.
Yeah.
Like if this is because I finished these, but it wasn't as smooth as I thought it was going to be because I thought it was going to be way better than and it is, but it's not as polished as I thought it was. Like I had higher expectations for it, I guess, because it was my favorite anime as a kid. This was like one of the only ones on like that Fox thing that like had like real action.
Yeah, and it's funny, because I find it interesting that what Netflix has started doing is start saying like, oh, a Netflix original anime. Okay, I guess it's original because it's based off of an old anime, so it kind of is original type anime. But either way,
it's their adaptation, right?
Yeah, it's because it isn't 1-to-1 with the Fox one.
No, right? This one's more manga. Like this is
it's closer adaptation to the manga actually itself than it is.
The first episode, frame for frame, like literally frame for frame of the manga, which is fantastic.
Right. So they can say they did the same thing with Eden Zero. Right? Eden Zero, they're like, oh, this is a Netflix original. So it makes you think Netflix created the IP, but what they really did is just pay the animators. But sure,
fresh coat, yeah.
Take the credit.
Yeah. Also watched. Been watching Titans, which has been it's been interesting in the fact of what they did with the story, with the comic book story.
Yeah,
It made the adaptation for TV, so to speak.
I'm super worried about watching that.
It's
Because
I like the
I liked season 2. Season 1 was alright, but I liked season 2. I'm super worried about season. For some reason, I just feel like it's gonna be bad. I'm gonna be disappointed, and I don't want to invest. So I've just been kind of like looking at it and then like skipping over it. Like, but I like season 2. Season 2 was good, so I'm try to give it a shot.
Yeah, give it a shot. See how it is. Also been watching What If, which has been really good on Disney. I went into the theaters and watched Free Guy. I really liked it.
Oh, how was that?
It was really good. I really liked it. It was it kind of, I didn't even think that it was when they were pitching the movie, I was like, oh, this is actually pretty cool. Okay, cool. I didn't even think AI at all. And that's all I'm gonna say. I didn't think AI at all when I was watching the trailer and the up and coming movie. But I like the concepts that they put in there, of which I think will be interesting for future games if they start implementing that, or in the next couple of years or whatever. But if you haven't seen it, go see it and you'll see what I'm talking about.
I mean, do I have to go? Is there a way I can stay and see it?
When it finally comes on Disney or when it comes on Netflix, whatever.
Somebody needs to
whatever streaming service they allow it come on.
I just don't want to be out anymore, guys. Can they just accept that's who I am now?
Bro.
Yeah. I'm gonna go see Shang-Chi and Candyman.
That's tomorrow, right? Well, Shang-Chi technically came out today.
Yeah, it came out today, but I'm gonna go see it this weekend since Labor Day weekend. I'm gonna go see either or go see Candyman and go see Shang-Chi.
Yeah, I think we gotta go see Candyman. I want to see that. It's really bad.
Yeah, I'll probably go see Shang-Chi. Probably do a twofer. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
This nigga Maurice did say Candyman 5 times in the chat.
See.
We should have a Candyman bot.
Let's not do
Candyman bot.
Look,
absolutely not.
So let me say this: I was listening to a podcast, and they had a ad for Candyman, and she was reading the ad, and then she said the name 5 times, and I was passing my mirror. I was like, "What is she? She trying to kill me? Like she's trying to bring Candyman into my house." I literally looked over my shoulder. I'm a grown man. Like I know this is fake. I still checked around just to make sure.
I'll say it.
Is it?
I'll say it one more time.
Is it fake?
I'm not gonna test it. Like I've never done any of those. I've never done any of those. Like I've never done any of those little. Hey, if you do this and something's gonna kill you, I'm like, okay, I believe you. Like I don't need like
100%.
I don't need proof.
It took me 29 years to do Pop Rocks and soda. Ain't no way I'm staying Candyman in a mirror. It took me because physics taught me was the only reason I was okay with doing Pop Rocks and soda, because I was like, wait a minute, where's all this energy coming from? When I was a kid, I didn't understand physics, so I was like, yeah, you mix. No, if you put Mentos and soda in your mouth, you're gonna cause yourself some pain. But,
absolutely.
But Pop Rocks and soda is just gonna be Pop Rocks and soda. It doesn't change anything. But I had to be old enough to understand physics to know that, like, hey, there ain't no atoms splitting in my mouth right now. I'm gonna be fine, right?
Facts.
So it's probably gonna take me another 40 to 60 years to be anywhere near comfortable saying any of those things in the mirror. And by then, hopefully, I'll just, you know what? No, I'll never be comfortable saying those things in the mirror. That's the real truth. Like,
let's be honest,
in your house.
And the fact that somebody said it on a speaker that I was playing while I was walking past the mirror was like somebody was trying to set me up.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it felt like.
But it has to be you. It has to be you. They don't come in your house unless it's you.
That's wrong.
Look, I don't know if that's true.
According to the movie, it was 5 in the bathroom, and each one of them said it.
Pivot from this conversation at any moment.
Oh my bad, JK, you still going?
Yeah. So saw that. Been playing Hades, of course. Watching Reincarnated. I've been watching this anime called Battle Game in 5 seconds of meeting each other.
Oh, so good.
It's
Manga's even better.
I was like, this is outrageous, but it's hilarious. Also, been playing Ascent, which they need to fix a lot. Splitgate. I beat Miles Morales today.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
That's what's up.
I beat the story. I didn't beat the entire game.
Yeah, story's not that long.
I want to
But
play
it's
that.
good,
That's
though.
I can get a PlayStation 4.
So much better than.
I ain't gotta get one of them.
Yeah,
It's so much better than the first one. Like,
giant bosses.
absolutely.
it's like when I tell you I was fighting like towards the end, I was fighting like at least 50 dudes, and I was smoothly beating all their asses.
Yeah, you feel
Like,
so much more powerful.
yeah, you like from the having it set up to where you can do combos and then keep your finisher to where you can transition to all. Yeah, I was like, yo, this is so much smoother, and the boss battles are a whole lot better too.
You ever seen that person who just like pretty much like they keep doing that boost thing to like push themselves up high and like in the air, and they get so high they pretty much can see like the entire state of New York.
Yeah,
and then they just like fall back to the ground.
Yeah, I did that a couple of times.
That joke is dope.
I went to Empire State Building and ran up all the way up and then dived off. And it was pretty fun. But if I would say this, I think they need to structure in some Insomniac games need to make that fighting system a standard across superhero games like that. And what I mean by that is
Avengers
is good, but it's still kind of clunky in itself in its fighting. Batman Arkham Asylum was the innovator of that, and WB Games and Montreal, WB Montreal, they did a great job with their fighting style as well. But I still think they need to get together and if they're going to make another game that's freeform fighting, they need to come together. So that's what I'm hoping Gotham Knights is better, is somewhat on par with Batman Arkham Asylum, Arkham Knight, the whole series basically. But yeah, but what I'll say is Miles Morales, grade A, one of my top favorite games on PlayStation. Goes up with God of War, Horizon, and what's the other game? Ratchet and Clank. I really like Ratchet and Clank as well too. So yeah, so that's that. Eden Zero, of course, My Hero. I watched I've been watching Lois and Clark: The Adventures of Superman on HBO Max. And it's it's funny because since it was a 90s show, it doesn't look that bad, but it was kind of
you talking about Dean Cain, and I'm thinking of the new one. Yeah.
Oh no, I've been watching that too.
I was Lois and Clark was my show. My grandma was in love with Dean Cain, so Lois and Clark was something that I watched a lot of when I was little. But I love
to one of the cons one year.
That was before I developed a healthy hatred of Superman. But yeah, it's a good show.
But yeah, I've been watching all the CW shows, Lois and Superman, Superman and Lois, Flash, Stargirl, all that. They're gonna be bringing back Black Lightning actually for a crossover event on Flash. So yeah, so we'll see how that works. And they're bringing Batwoman as well, so the new Batwoman. So we'll see how that works. Watch Suicide Squad.
Oh, I did see that. I forgot to say that.
I will stop and say I liked it. I don't care what nobody say.
I liked it too.
I liked it.
You can like it. That don't make it good.
Wow.
I'm just saying.
I thought it was better than the first one.
Wait a minute. So who thought it was like bad? Like it's the difference between not enjoying it and thinking it was bad. Who thought it was bad?
Both.
You thought it was bad. Okay, so So you both on both counts. Carl, what about you? Because I heard the deep long sigh that usually means disappointment.
I don't know. With all these things, it's always expectations, and I guess I didn't set them appropriately. For whatever reason, I was like, yeah, it's gonna be way better than the last one. Bow bow.
Yeah,
And I'm gonna
Carl,
love
I
it.
tried to tell you, Doc. Go ahead.
I know.
Go
But
ahead.
I can't fight my instinct. I was just like, yeah, this is gonna be great. I'm locked in. And then I watched it.
I thought it was better than the last one. I think the only good thing about the last one was Will Smith, and because there was a bunch of like the fire guy who I don't even remember from the comics because he's that kind of like off, brand of a villain, and then the BET Croc, BET watching Killer Croc, like
they try to make him like super like urban.
Like they tried to. He was like, I was just like, this is kind of stupid. Like to me, the Dave, I think it's David Ayer, is that the person who did the first Suicide Squad? Like his was just, it was just, to me it was less interesting. Like it was, the only interesting character was Deadshot, because he had an actual like story background. He's trying to help his daughter out. The rest of them were just gimmicky, right? And then this second one, they all kind of had a little bit more personality. Like each person actually had some personality. Now the just massive murder, it was kind of like Expendables mixed with a superhero movie in that sense, where everything, there's blood and guts firing all over the place. But
the first 5-10 minutes, I was dying laughing.
I was just like, for the most, I was just like, what am I seeing here? What? No,
like, wait a minute, because like I knew people were gonna die, but like
he kind of hinted at it. But
I was like, wait a minute, they going over the okay. I was like, okay, whatever. And so when I saw when it showed the opening title card, I was like,
makes sense.
That makes sense.
This is the real team.
Yeah.
But I can't say this also. I liked
alert for anybody.
What's his name? Bloodsport, I think, is interesting. Yeah. I liked the technology he used. Yeah. Like I just loved the whole nanotech where he was just like, he just made that was the coolest tech you're gonna see that's not Iron Man, right? Like, because like a lot of people just usually it's Iron Man or nothing. It almost seems like, but that was like the coolest way of doing, similar to what Iron Man was doing in the last few Avengers movies with nanotech, right? Like in the last two, he was using nanotech, but it looked completely different. The way he was doing it was just like flipping things out of midair and turning it. It was like a magic trick with guns. And I thought that was cool. I was like, this is an interesting way of putting it, because I'm not really familiar with Bloodsport, but I'm sure that's not how it looked in the comic.
I wasn't either, but I was kind of peeved a little bit because he was using has anybody not seen it out here? It's kind of too late, but
seen what?
Seen Suicide Squad.
I mean, give him the spoiler alert.
I mean, spoiler alert. Yeah.
Yeah. We need to record that next time.
Wow. That's gonna be the
spoiler alert.
We gotta clip that.
But like with his guns, he would use them, like he put them together and stuff like that. It was fine, like it was part of his suit. But then at the end where he was looking for shit to use, I'm like, that shit don't come back to you. Like what? I was like, that made no sense.
Law of conservation energy. He can't just create it out of nowhere. Like them things.
It should be coming back to his suit.
Maybe that, and don't got no beck and call on it.
Man, look, I don't know, man.
He's not Iron Man. It was just a cool way of making a guy who's not Iron Man
look like Iron Man though.
He looks cool.
He made him in a sense between Deadshot, Deathstroke, and Iron Man. That's what it basically was. And I'm like, yo, where I was like, no, I was like, you know what? Fine, whatever. I'll get past it.
Hey, look, it's obviously a plot device, right? If he had all his guns at the end of the movie, it would have been much easier for him to get to where he needed to go. Less stress.
That's why I was like, you know what? Whatever. And then King Shark, I was like, this motherfucker's a lot smarter than what they think. And in my head, I'm like, maybe it's because they put the little thing in his head and it fucked up with his brain. I don't know.
No, they just needed
They
a
made him
dumb
look
character. They needed a dumb character because that's James Gunn's MO. I mean, you look at Guardian of the Galaxy and look at Drax, and I mean, he's not as dumb as King Shark. He's actually not dumb, but he's so literal that he seems dumb. Like he needs a character who's gonna sit there and kind of like cut the tension or reset, like basically reset the scene so that you don't just have like one, you know.
It's interesting because in Harley Quinn show, he's a hacker.
That's funny.
Damn.
I was like, wait a minute. And you know the dude who what's his name? Damn, what's his name? He's a comedian. I can't remember his name, but he voices him. If I find his name, I'll put it in the chat, whatever. But yeah, Suicide Squad. I thought it was better than the first one.
Yeah,
there's some bits that they could have fixed, but you know, it was.
You need to rewatch it.
It made me entertain. It entertained me in a sense of blood and guts and people just getting decimated and
yeah.
like
I don't need to rewatch it again, but I did not hate it. Like I hate the
first one.
First Suicide Squad. It's like in my like worst superhero movies ever made. It's like top 3. It's
Yeah,
like
Damn.
they're the most recent Fantastic Four is number 1 because it is atrocious, and then it's Suicide Squad, and then
with Michael B. Jordan.
yeah, that
Yeah.
one was terrible. They did it was just terrible, but
Yeah.
it's top 3. The first Suicide Squad. The only thing that was good about that was Will Smith, and it's not that like Will Smith is such a great actor he saved the movie, but his character was the only one likable to me. The rest of them are, I mean, Harley Quinn obviously, but she's kind of just chaos, so it doesn't really,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like she was a little bit more of a person in this one, but
Yeah.
I get, yeah, it was way better than that. I think, like Mark said, it was okay. Like,
Yeah. But I think that's it. But can't wait till this weekend to see those 2 movies. And I want to see Malignant. It's on HBO. It's gonna be on HBO.
sounds terrifying.
It looks really good. And of course, I want, you know, if Bungie is watching, somebody from Bungie, or not Bungie, from 343, you know, is watching, just put me in on the damn insider program for Infinite so I can play a little bit. Scratch that itch a little bit, you know.
Good.
Just put the whole squad on there, you know. You always play Halo almost every Thursday. You might as well.
No, it was transcendent.
Ooh, Malignant looks good.
I'm a different
That's a
I'm a
movie I don't
different
wanna
man.
watch. No, I know that. Look at how happy he is. You don't want to see that movie.
No, the name of the movie is Malignant, right? Like, how many good things are malignant? Okay, enough said. It's a horror movie. Like, as soon as you hear that, like, that's how you name horror movies. You find a adjective or a noun, and you just say, "Hey, this thing is scary." Just in the words, right? It could be a verb too, right? Any word. You just find a word that's off-putting, and you're like what's that movie? Kevin. What's that guy? Kevin James or
You
what's
broke
that?
up a
Kevin
little bit.
James. Kevin Smith. That's the
Kevin
guy. What are you, Tusk or whatever? Like,
I have
Watching that.
never heard of this.
but anytime you hear a movie like Tusk, I think there's a movie he made some movie. No, he made some movie about some kid with Tusk. Or maybe I'm thinking of Krampus. I don't know. They make these weird movies with the weird names. Is the point I'm making, and you can tell Malignant was a horror movie. I think I saw it on Hulu, but even if I didn't see it, I would know that the letters are all red. I know they are because that's what this is. Oh, you see Preston's face? He's watching the trailer right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I definitely gotta watch this.
Yeah. Okay, which means me, Suave, and Carl, we all know. No need.
That is a hell no.
Absolutely. Oh
Well,
man.
I will be going to his house to watch that.
Hey, y'all do
Put it on
y'all.
my
Hey.
watch list this weekend.
What is it? September
So that
3rd?
comes out.
Yeah.
That comes out this weekend.
Is it 10th or then I can't remember. Is it 3rd or the 10th? Or not? Or the 10th or the 10th or the 3rd? One or two.
The
I can't-
third, well, I'm just glad that the group is split 50-50 with this. That like
Oh, so oh my god, that shit was
comes up
terrible. I'm
next week.
Oh, you talking about Suicide? I was talking about the horror movies.
Oh, the horror movies? Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, that's it.
If all six of us ever get like isekai, right? And that's like a horror based like isekai world, like we're all fucked because 50% of y'all are gonna be useless.
Kill me and send me to another one. I don't want to be.
Yeah.
I don't want to be.
I mean, this whole life thing is not, infinite anyway. So I guess if that happens, then it was my time to go. Like it's the same thing as getting hit by a bus randomly.
Like you got a choice in this matter.
No, I mean,
God is like, you know what? I'm gonna fuck with some more. Let's put him back in. Matter of fact, we're gonna drop him back where he was.
If I respawn in a horror world, right. if I respawn like Halo respawn, like I see my corpse disappear as I land.
I'm like, oh, welcome back, AJ. What's up, bro? Let's
what I would do if I respawned.
Let's not repeat the same thing.
That's like
I get really good at skydiving. Like I'm jumping off all the cliffs, and like you just get adrenaline highs. I'm not getting eaten. Okay, I'm not getting possessed. I'm not gonna run and can't run, and then Jason's gonna catch. That's not. No, I'm jumping off cliffs. I'm drowning. These are the things that's happening. No,
gotta get up out of here.
Got my face. I'm not respawning. Why would you just say something like that? You're a twisted.
That's one of the worst things I've ever heard. That's one of the worst things I've literally ever heard. You're like, oh, you're gonna respawn. Like,
who would say that?
My
what
nightmare.
Kind of twisted mind?
See, you could tell him and Creston watch too much of that stuff. They're creating ways to torture their friends.
How are we torturing? We not God in this.
It's something you always have to be ready for, right? Like, you got to prep for that.
No,
why y'all doomsday prepping for horror stuff? Like, no, if that world exists, I'm gonna die. I already know it. Like, I haven't been lucky enough in this world to expect to be lucky enough in a horror world to be the one that lives.
You see what happens reincarnated. You see what happens with what's that one where he
everyone gets an OP skill,
Yeah. What was the one where he was where the whole class got put into this world?
Yeah.
I kept respawning in Florida. I'd rather die.
Wow.
Damn. Okay.
See, it was you wouldn't if you respawn as Florida Man, you wouldn't want to die because you'd be Florida Man and you would enjoy yourself. So technically, that question is relevant because Florida Man doesn't see himself he doesn't call himself Florida Man. You guys do. You guys say Florida Man did XYZ. Florida Man doesn't say, "Hey, I'm Florida Man. Oh, let me walk down here and do some Florida stuff." Like that's just who they are.
I would get drowned by rain.
He couldn't control hurricanes.
You can't kill Florida Man with water. You can't kill Florida Man. You have to kill Florida Man with something extreme and extravagant. You know that. Like Florida Man doesn't die from drowning. That's regular people who die from drowning. A random person can die from drowning. Florida Man dies from getting eaten by an alligator that he's been feeding in his home for 15 years.
Boy, be done.
Or a python.
Or swallowed by a python and digested over the next couple of weeks. because he's been taking care of a python or anaconda in his base. Well, he didn't have a basement because it's Florida, but
that's too much.
Garage.
That's too much. Okay,
Bam.
I think that caused enough turmoil. So
we're gonna go next, or I can rant about how terrible Suicide Squad was.
Hey man.
You got your rant. We good.
It was awful. It was awful.
Okay.
One of y'all can go. Then I go save it.
My list is all the same, really. I mean, Slime, Eden Zero, Shaman King as well. What else?
You been keeping up with solo leveling?
Oh.
I mean, I'm not reading every issue. I'm trying to wait to binge through it.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, rehabbed off of digital manga recently. I was in a dark, twisted space there for a while, y'all. I mean, y'all remember season 1? The show was like reading 100 of those motherfucking things a week.
That's where I'm at now.
Ain't getting shit done.
I read about 5 or 6 of them jokers a week now.
Yep. And so I haven't gone on those binges in a minute. I'm trying to keep it that way. Let the content build up a little bit, and then just read through. Comic wise, I've been engaged. Going back to the comic book store. What am I reading right now?
You should have hit us up when we were at Awesome Con. We could have got you some stuff.
Oh yeah, that's Tuskegee Airs joint. I got that.
Oh yeah, that's what's his name does that to Tuskegee Airs. What's his name? What's the name of that? He does a lot of he does like a lot of like
Black.
like yeah, like he kind of like flips the script on stories. He'll do that with like he draws what's her name? Nubia. He draws a lot of Nubia stuff.
He was there.
He did this. He did the story of like Sho'nuff. Like he went back and rewrote Sho'nuff's history before the Last Dragon movie came out. Like why Sho'nuff became who he was, like his life and everything like that. That guy's pretty cool.
That's interesting.
I got a couple of comics, and I got the graphic novel, and I got some posters from him. He was a cool guy. He was overwhelmed, but because he was doing 2 tables at the time, but he was a cool guy though.
Yeah, I wish I could have made up one of those. I really do.
Did you get the most recent Static Shock? I missed it. I gotta go. I haven't been out.
I have it on my pull list. I have not been able to there. Well, wait, didn't it come out yesterday? Yeah, it came out yesterday.
I think I'm still 2 issues behind, but
yeah. I got the most recent one prior. I guess the Static Shock storyline, fantastic so far. I'm really loving it. I'm loving how the mom is still alive. Like if you guys remember the original cartoon, of course, everyone does. Mom passed, but the mom's still very much alive. The family's very much depicted very strongly, which I absolutely love that. His powers are more. He's more open with his powers. Like right off the bat, his parents, find out what he could do. Basically like Firestorm, the asshole white kid, who got fire powers from the cartoon, basically blow up his house with his like parents and sister in it, right? All off of some like bumping shoulders in the hallway bullshit. But it's still fantastic. The art's fantastic. So I've very much been down that rabbit hole. Icon and Rocket, season 1 has been
that's
fantastic.
coming out? I didn't know that was out.
Yep, I'm 3 issues deep in that. Fantastic Four did a full reseason. Bad. It doesn't really make a consistent storyline, but yeah. And then Monday, basically, that was a pretty good one too. It is from Titan Comics, which is a what's the word for it? Indie comic, right? So it's one of those things, but it's like how best to explain the story? It's like cops mixed with mystic powers, basically. But I mean, the art's fantastic. I'm really enjoying it. The story's decent. MC's a black guy. And yeah, has been good. That's been most of my entertainment, really. Did watch Fast 9 last night with Lisa because we were bored and nothing else really to watch. It was shit. I mean, it's Fast and Furious movie. There wasn't much to it. But
Is that on HBO Max?
Nope.
No. We rented it for like $2.
Wait, what movie is this?
Okay.
Fast 9.
Fast 9.
Oh,
Yeah. Carl, so he spent money.
They go to the moon in the car.
so
He does go to the moon in a fucking car. Well, they went to space in a fucking car.
okay,
Yes.
so is this the one where John Cena kind of like full body presses a vehicle as well?
Yes.
Yes.
Like so they throw a vehicle at him and he full body presses it and
Yeah.
and I was like, okay, so it's the Avengers now.
Yeah, this is not
Right.
even.
I love how they make fucking John Cena in this movie, right? Because they have to really sell the fact that like this motherfucker is related to
Diesel.
Vin Diesel, right? And so like, this motherfucker is so tan.
Oh yeah, he was saying the shit in the trailer.
He was scared as shit. He was scared as
Maurice
shit
just
the
say
whole
fast
movie.
time.
He's in brown face, is what I'm hearing.
I mean,
Hey,
subpar, right? Like it's in the thin line, and that
Hey, if you
motherfucker is
can-
on the line.
technically, if you can do it naturally, it's not brown face.
That's true.
It's
Ain't nothing natural about
if
it.
you get in a if you can lay out in the sun and get that dark, it's not brown face. It's sun kissed, right? Isn't that what they call it? When you get
He
a
can't do that, AJ. He's not one of those. He can't do it.
Right? Like when you think John Cena, you just think.
So you think he
like,
put
wait,
bronzer on for that? For the, you think he,
He's swimming in product.
bronzer for sure. His whole body and bronzer. But like they try and like develop this backstory, like a reason why we haven't heard about him. Like you gotta know, like the Fast and
you went out for a
Furious
second.
throwing shit at
We
cardboard.
lost your audio for like 3 seconds.
I was just saying, like the Fast and Furious guys, like the writers, have to be throwing shit at a dartboard. That makes sense. I mean, technically he died in a car crash, but why not? Let's just keep saying he exists somewhere. You know,
They brought Han back, and
they brought Han back, right? Like Han died in Tokyo Drift. That was the big climax of Tokyo Drift.
Who do you think they're gonna do a mashup with? Because this is where this is headed. It's headed to like, is it Jurassic World? Is it like who are they doing?
part of some universe.
The
They said,
transporter.
huh?
Well, they can't do the transporter because technically I guess they could because
Because what's his name's already.
yeah, he is the transporter. Yeah.
Yeah.
But technically, those two things will never meet again though, because Vin Diesel and The Rock will never work together again. So even though they're in the same universe, they hate each other. That's the reason that it's split in the first place.
I had no
Is
idea.
that the reason Tucker? What is it? Hobbs and Shaw. Tucker.
Yeah, Hobbs and Shaw.
Hobbs and Shaw is a thing. Is because Vin Diesel and The Rock were beefing around 7. Was it? It was like 7 or 8 where they were just
right
like
after what's his man because Paul had
Walker.
passed away.
Mm-hmm.
Paul Walker had passed away, and then like The Rock was like supposed to be Van Diesel's like new Paul. Like that was the goal, right, of that relationship. But that's not how it happened. You know, Paul worked because Paul was cool being like Vin Diesel's second. Like Rock's not cool being nobody's second. Like so, it's just
he's the biggest actor in the world. He's the most popular, most famous actor in the world. So to like play second fiddle to Vin Diesel just doesn't make sense financially either. It doesn't make sense because Vin Diesel doesn't sell internationally really. Fast and the Furious does, but Vin Diesel doesn't. Yeah. Vin Diesel is not a draw on himself, which is the reason he can do Hobbs and Shaw because people are gonna go watch it.
Vin Diesel's about to be a billionaire just off that because he's not just an actor. He has some royalties from Fast and the Furious.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
You don't got to be big. He's certainly one of the richest actors.
Yeah, but it's not. But what I'm saying is like his. I think this is an ego issue. Is what the problem is. He's like I'm Vin Diesel. Like I'm the man. And then are you with The Rock in your movie? No, with The Rock in your movie.
Damn.
The movie could be called The Vin Diesel Show. If The Rock shows up, you are now second.
You are now second. And like, and you know, like even like in Fast 9, right?
Like,
what you say, girl?
Like Kevin Durant showed up to the Warriors.
Oh yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. But like, you know, John Cena is this big hulking motherfucker. Like he's just big for no reason. Not rock big, but he's big, right?
He's rock big actually. He's actually he's just not as I don't think he's as tall, but John Cena's bone structure doesn't make sense to me. It kind of looks like if a giant,
looks weird.
It looks like if a giant had dwarf syndrome. Like if a giant was a dwarf, that's what John Cena looks like to me. He's just too broad to make sense.
That's fair. That's fair.
Short legs.
Like,
yes.
Short legs.
He's just like this. It's weird, but yeah.
It is.
But like, it's just them two next to each other. Vin Diesel. Like, I don't know if he just never tries gain muscle for these movies, or you know, it's just Vin Diesel and then John Cena. John Cena just takes up so much fucking scene. Like he just takes up the whole thing.
First of all, steroids was never in his past. I can't say that about. I don't know if John Cena did steroids, but he was a wrestler and they're notorious for it, right?
Yeah.
So steroids was never in his past.
I don't think
And second of all, it's Vin Diesel's way over 40, right? Like he's over 40 now, right? You just don't gain muscle mass like that anymore. Like, you know how hard it is to gain muscle mass after like 35, 36?
He gotta
like,
get on steroids.
Yeah, you either gotta get on steroids or you gotta do some kind of like testosterone thing, like these like testosterone pill sets. Like you gotta be taking these things for the rest of your life.
Testosterone is a steroid.
That's true.
He gotta get on that Stallone, that Stallone regiment. That nigga's like 90 years old, still shredded.
Fucking ripped as hell.
He work out every day. I mean, shit, Mike Tyson, he was.
But I think like the point is, The Rock has been building up, like that mass has been built. Like it's just at this point in time, it's just a steady working out to keep it what it is.
Yeah,
well, he works out every day and he eats a certain amount of. He eats a lot of protein throughout the day.
He eats more fish, or he eats about the same amount of fish as a bear. Like they did that. Like he eats that much fish a year. Like that's him crazy. And a bear, they eat the same weight of food a year almost in terms of the fish they eat.
Like they had a reporter tried to follow his workout regimen and his eating style. He couldn't keep up. By time lunchtime, he couldn't keep up. He's like, man, I can't keep up with this because he had to eat. He had to work out. You eat like a snack. He worked out very vigorous for like an hour, 2 hours, or whatever. He ate fish.
So I can barely make it past an hour.
He worked out again. He worked out again. Ate some more fish for lunch, and fish and rice or whatever. And then he had to work out again, and then eat some more fish, meat, vegetables, whatever. And then had a light snack and then went to bed.
He eats like 6 meals a day. They're all larger than the meals that you probably eat a day. And but he's been doing it for so long. His body is like used to that. Like you got to realize, like that's a body training thing in itself.
Yeah,
it is.
Like if you've seen him for these, not Shazam, for these Black Adam stuff.
Black Adam. Yeah.
He is frightened how large he is.
Yeah,
like he's at the point where it's like that don't even look humanly possible. There's like a story about him, like he was his electric gate got struck by lightning. He couldn't get out to go make it to set, so he ripped it out of the wall and just threw it to the side. And it was like, I'll call maintenance to fix it as he was headed off to the thing. He was just rip an electric, like your personal security. If you can rip it out the wall, like. They better not send a rock to beat up the Rock because it's over.
Can I tell you?
Nigga got his own gravity now.
He made an Instagram post and I was like, did this man just? And then they showed the video. He just took it and just ripped it. I was like, okay.
He ripped his security. That's for his security. He ripped it out the wall. That's ridiculous.
He's like, I was late. So
let's be real here. That security is not for him. That's for the rest of the world.
That's security is for you. Security is for you.
It's security to deter you from taking your life.
Or for you just suing him after he destroys you.
Exactly.
Also, his whole family.
I really, last thing, and then we can move on. But I really do wonder how functional. Like, there's a difference, right, between training your body for, Hollywood, right? Like, there's a difference between the training that goes into that versus training your body for like the martial arts and stuff like that, which is more functional, like body weight. So I really do wonder, just like how skilled, like if you put like a trained boxer v Rock, like will that boxer be able to knock the Rock down, or the Rock, just because of how much mass this motherfucker has, will he be able to beat the trained boxer?
I think that there are very few boxers in his actual weight class, because the thing about boxing is like they're not a lot of heavy boxers. Like the heavyweight class is technically, to be honest, the heavyweight class is just catching up to like football players in terms of weight, and even then they're not there. Like the heaviest boxer is Tyson Fury. He's 6'9" and 270 pounds at his heaviest, or he's what he's weighed in at, right? Like he's in the heavyweight class. There's no limit. You can be as heavy as you want. And he's 6'9" in that heavy. Like the Rock's not 6'9", so the Rock probably weighs as much as Tyson Fury at like 6'4". So there's not a lot of boxers that are as as massive as he is in general. It's just not that sport doesn't allow for it. Right? There's too much cardio in boxing to ever get that that big. Now, could somebody beat him in a boxing match? Yeah, they destroy him because boxing is it's like saying, I don't know, could a kendo master beat a fencing master? Like, depends on what sport you're playing, right? If they're wrestling, I don't think there's a boxer that can out wrestle The Rock. But like, if you like in boxing, yeah, they'd punch him in the face. Eventually, he'd go down because his face is destroyed. But like, if you're talking about if they had to hit him in the chest and knock him over and hit him in the chest, very few boxers could do it. Maybe there's a couple of them that are big enough to maybe do it. But they would break their fingers afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, I would like you better know pressure points and shit because you ain't hitting that man.
What pressure points? The whole he's The Rock. His body he's The Rock. You can't pressure point a mountain. You're gonna break your opponent's trying to pressure point a mountain.
AJ, put that on a shirt.
You can't pressure point a mountain. That's funny. Nice. That's what you think. I don't know.
Carl, Crest, what y'all been up to over the summer, over the break?
I think I caught a few movies. I don't remember what the heck I watched. I finished Mandalorian.
I still haven't.
What you think of that second season?
I mean, I enjoyed the heck out of Mandalorian.
It was great.
It was very good. I was highly disappointed because it's like, oh yeah, that's it. That's all you get. 2 seasons, and it's over forever.
No, there's a third season coming, and Boba Fett's gonna have his own spinoff.
Yeah, I'm not really interested in that.
The Boba Fett spinoff, does that come before the next season of Mandalorian?
It's gonna be released before, but if you're talking about the time, you're talking about like where in time, like in the
just in terms of like
the Book of Boba Fett is next, and then I think the Mandalorian is gonna be right after. But they're shooting them, I think, probably like side by side.
Yeah, I did feel that way too. I did feel that way. I was like, damn, like I was like, man, I wanted another season, like ASAP.
Yeah. Those are the best Star Wars storytellers doing those 2 series. I think that's why they're getting love from all the groups. Some new people and old people kind of like enjoy the Mandalorian because those are the people who actually know the lore and actually kind of like understand like the limits of the lore. Because that's what you have to realize. You have to realize the limits. If you don't understand the limits, what you end up doing, something that people just don't like. People weren't either ready for, they're not vibing with. I mean, I can go on a whole rant about that, but those are the best. Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau are probably the best Star Wars storytellers, especially Dave Filoni, who's always involved in like making sure this thing feels and is like Star Wars. He did the Clone Wars run for anybody who's watched any of that.
I haven't watched it, but I heard it's good.
Yeah, Clone Wars.
I'm happy to hear that there's going to be another season. I thought it was over. I'm like, yeah, I felt some type of way about that. So that's good.
You're doing another Ahsoka spinoff.
Yeah, they're doing Ahsoka as well.
Rosario Dawson.
Ahsoka is Rosario Dawson's character. The only Jedi you saw besides Luke Skywalker.
Oh, I keep forgetting.
Enjoy that character as a whole.
Say it again.
I keep forgetting.
Is it bad? I never really enjoyed
everything, dude.
You never really enjoyed Ahsoka, you said?
Mm-hmm.
I liked her in Rebels. I didn't really care for her in Clone Wars.
Rebels was a lot better because it showed like the Sith type. And
she was an adult in Rebels, so she was like confident and strong and all that stuff. Like a lot of Clone Wars, she was a kid.
Yeah.
And so they made her 4 children, right? So because they knew parents and children were going to watch this together. And children always need a window into the universe. That's what they always do. So like in Star Wars especially, there's always a character that the kids can kind of like see themselves through. So that's why they made Ahsoka. And then they just aged her through the process. Carl, you were saying something about Rosario Dawson?
I forgot that she was in it because she's like in everything Disney or Star Wars related these days.
Marvel too.
Or
She's just all
Marvel.
showing up.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I saw that. I don't. I think I finished WandaVision before we ended the season, but I don't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I stayed away from everything else
Oh, you stayed away
on
from
Disney
Loki
Plus.
and
Yeah. It's probably great. I have zero interest in watching it.
great. No, it's tight.
Yeah,
It's a
I
good
don't have no
intro.
interest in it.
There's not a lot. If there's not a lot of content, I'd watch it.
It's a good intro into.
Eyes gotta be somewhere. Hi, AJ.
Absolutely. What, you want me to close him? Hey,
It's a good intro for the new villain
or
from
Kang or Kong. How do you pronounce his name?
the Conqueror.
Kang Kong the Conqueror, whatever that guy, Time Conqueror dude.
Yeah.
Look, I think Raya is available for free now on Disney, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Probably gonna watch the heck out of that.
It's a good one. It's a good
It
movie.
is.
So, but waiting on the Black Widow. Not trying to pay for it.
It's all right. That was actually a decent movie.
Don't want to pay
Definitely
for
not
it
paying
though.
for it. Nah.
Yeah.
I'll wait.
I just I was on a break from Netflix for a while. But then I started watching a whole bunch of stuff, which I can't even remember right now. But there was this anime on Netflix that I was watching. It's not the one you guys said, but I forgot what it was called. It's like the main character is just obscenely overpowered.
What is said power?
So it's supposed to happen super far in the future, and this is terrible. I can't look. I watched it. I liked it. I don't remember anything. I don't remember. I'm guessing like it's been a little too stressful, so I don't remember anything. But I started watching Kung Fu, and it's a CW show, so
Yeah.
That's the only reason I haven't started. It's a CW show.
but
It's
it's
not
on
bad.
HBO Max, so I have to
It
deal with the
is.
commercials because I'm not watching CW. I'm not doing that. Like I'm not looking at commercials, low bandwidth video. Absolutely not. Like,
Yeah, it's CW hits you with those 5-minute commercials.
When I tell you,
minute.
And
when I
sometimes
tell you
it's the same commercial.
oh yeah.
back to back to back, and that's when it like if the commercials glitch out, it does it for like 10 minutes.
Yeah,
Are you
It's
serious?
the same commercial.
they don't care
over,
about you at all,
over.
or your time, or
They don't.
your feelings. They're just like,
Your
nigga,
time, your
what?
sanity.
But they're
Watch
hitting
this.
me with standard def though. Like you're gonna give me commercials and standard def. Like the video quality is so trash.
Yeah.
I have been watching Superman and Lois, but the only reason is that's sort of a thing me and my wife watch together,
Okay.
and it's she records it on YouTube TV, so I don't
So you
stream
can
it through the
fast
app.
forward
So I can
the.
fast forward.
Okay, yeah. I do that too.
I'm not watching the CW app. So she did that because I told her, I'm like, I don't care how good this is. I'm not putting myself through it. So she figured out a way so we could still watch it. But this Kung Fu one, CW, but there's very little vanilla in it. So that makes it way better.
I was very interested in it, but it's CW. I just don't trust CW. So like
You shouldn't, but if you have HBO Max, you get to bypass the low video quality.
I'm talking about storytelling wise.
I know, but see, these are the hurdles I have to get past first before I even get to story.
Before you even care.
Before I even care, I gotta deal with that. So the story, like, okay, there's some like mystic aspects to what's going on, but I'm on episode, what am I on, 4 or 5 right now, and I'm like, how many episodes are there? I'm like, oh crap, there's like 13 14 already, so I'm gonna be able to binge for a minute because each episode's a movie hour, which is like 40 something minutes, 43 minutes, whatever it is. So But yeah, so there's a mystical aspect, but it's so light at the beginning, right? Like she's not. There's only hints that she has powers right now, and I guess it's gonna build up to the fact that it what it's looking like so far is like it's slowly awakening because she touched this enchanted sword, and ever since then it seems like okay, there's little unlocks, but like in 4 episodes there was like 2 hints that she has powers.
Yeah.
So it's not like power all the time. So you know, for people that care about story development, you know, there's that. But show me the powers. I want the powers.
I'm not power averse. I just don't like. I don't care. Like if the story sucks, then the powers, the animation slash choreography has to be that much better. It's very few shows that do animation choreography so good
That's
that
the
I'm
weak
like
part.
I
That's the
can
weak part.
ignore the choreography and stuff like that, and
Yeah,
and visual
because
effects.
I'm not certain the lead characters are actual martial artists. I don't think that she is. And some of the like fight scenes, it's like, dude, you're moving so slow. Like, are we really fighting here? You trying to dance? Like, what are we doing?
Hey,
So,
man.
but you know, it's not the worst ever. And there's almost no vanilla. I keep coming back to that. Like, it's amazing how much more I enjoy shows where the amount of vanilla in the show is kept in check a little bit. Like if it gets, it's not like I like there's plenty of shows with vanilla that I watch. Like I watched that show on Netflix with the fairies, the saga of the Whisks or whatever they're called. I
Winx.
enjoyed that. Like there's vanilla all over that thing, and it's British vanilla on top of it.
Oh goodness, you know I'm out.
Yeah,
Automatically.
yeah.
Uh,
You got one American, and it's mostly British vanilla. So
I can
that's
barely handle local vanilla. That no, just
No,
let me
reminds,
stop. Let me stop.
Important.
Come
but
reminds me
yeah.
of Iron Fist a little bit, but except less.
Don't say that because Iron Fist was
Iron
terrible.
Fist. There's vanilla all over
It
Iron
reminds
Fist.
So what?
There's vanilla all over Iron Fist.
Right. But it's not
You talking about the fight choreography, or are you talking about
the
Yeah,
whole
that was
the mystic
trash.
part of it.
the
But
mystic part of it? Yeah, I did get an Iron Fist vibe. I got like a Kung Lun vibe from
that's
the
what
one I was
And
watching.
there's a little bit of that, but like there's like no powers up to this point, really. There's hints of it. There's you know, you saw a flash of something on the very first episode, but like there's been no demonstration of real power. There's just like, okay, she probably can't do that unless she has some kind of power. But it's like you're reading into it a little bit. Like there's nothing overt with powers yet. But yes, I do agree there's a little bit of that Iron Fist kind of vibe. But yeah, I I think most of this break has been YouTube, trying and failing to buy a house. That's it.
Oof. Sorry about the house, man.
Yeah,
Cress, what
that's
about
We'll
you?
good.
get there.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, no, that house shit. I, man, yeah.
it's a headache.
I
I don't
mean,
miss it.
yeah, absolutely. So I just, of course, like I've been playing a lot. Um, let's see what I've been playing. Scarlet Nexus is like the big game that I'm playing right now on PS5. Really enjoying that joint. Um, it's it's really I'm really enjoying the soundtrack. I like the art style. The combat system is really cool.
Is that going to be on
Um,
PC?
it's already on PC.
yeah.
I
Okay.
think, yeah. So it's on every platform except Switch. Um but
Hey man, stop disrespecting the.
hey, I love the Switch, so I it's It's no hate. It's just it is what it is, right?
That's true. You can't lie to the people. You gotta tell the truth.
Hey, there
Exactly.
you
As JK was saying earlier, I also played Miles Morales. And that joint is so much better than the
The
original
soundtrack,
Spider-Man.
the soundtrack when you're swinging through the city, like
Yeah.
I was convinced to use some of that, like use the ending soundtrack of the game with with our intro. But I was like, probably copyrighted.
DMC
Gonna
like
get
You,
sued.
shit.
you get
Facts.
struck. You get struck for real and struck on
They're gonna be at your door.
on YouTube.
Yeah, absolutely. But
Somebody from
yeah, that giant. It's Miles Morales is like if you ever play Infamous, back in the PS3, PS4 days, mostly PS3 days.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Infamous and Spider-Man had a baby. His powers are just so much better. And it's way more interesting. It's a lot more streamlined. So it's just like in almost every aspect, it's just a better game. Because the original Spider-Man, like they had you do those MJ missions, and that shit was so fucking annoying. We had to it's like fake stealth. Like it was so easy that you could tell they were just putting it there just to like
go to the
slow
store.
you down for a bit. I was like, dog, come on now. This is a waste of time. So they got rid of all that shit in Miles Morales and just focused on the meat of it, and you are a much more powerful character. So that shit is just tight. It's tight. Um, I've been steadily addicted to Guilty Gear Strive. That game is just
They changed the
fucking
word.
amazing. Um, literally play probably at least an hour a day. Um,
Sounds about right.
uh, and yeah, I mean, it's a gift that keeps on giving. Like it doesn't get old. Like the fight. I mean, the art style, of course, is amazing. Everything feels good. Like all your characters feel powerful. Um, and yeah, I mean, Guilty Gear has just been like it's been slept on for years. It's always been like a niche fighting game. But Strive is definitely kind of putting it into like the, you know, in the mainstream now. So it's cool that it's finally like got its moment and it's going to be a mainstay from here on out. So yeah, that's just cool. Uh, Also, I've been playing Ori and the Will of the Wisp. Um, I think I'm about halfway through that. I finally beat Fight and Rage. Fight and Rage is a like classic beat 'em up indie game. It's an indie beat 'em up game. So I beat that recently. So I'm gonna do another playthrough of that pretty soon. Uh, when was our last episode that we
April.
recorded? Was that in April?
At the end of
Yeah.
Okay.
April.
April.
Yeah. So so yeah, like in May, I think Resident Evil 8 came out and played the hell out of that. Probably still one of my favorite games of this year. Shit was just like it was definitely creepy in the beginning. And then as you got more and more powerful, things just kind of they didn't, pose as much of a threat anymore. Which was cool.
Yeah, you can enjoy that.
Um uh So yeah, so it was good. Resident Evil 8 was definitely like if you're into the lore of Resident Evil, it was great fan service. And it kind of like built on a lot of um it built on a lot of the lore from like going all the way back to Resident Evil 1 all the way to 5. Like there's a lot of connections. So it was cool just experiencing that. Watch wise, so only time like I just kind of succumb to it. Like only time I watch shit is when I'm watching with my fiance. I literally just watch YouTube on my own. Everything that I want to
Absolutely.
it's like everything that I want to watch is on there. Like I've been like I discovered this new like YouTube channel that just like talks about the history of like roller coasters across the
Yeah,
nation. Like
and those are train related, so that's right up your alley.
Yeah.
absolutely.
Them niggas on tracks. That's it.
No, I will say I don't fuck with streetcars. I hate streetcars.
Oh
That
yeah,
shit is-
but they're
shit's-
slow. Slow.
They're stupid. They're like they're just buses on rails. Like I fucking hate that
So
shit.
do you fuck with the light rail or?
Light rail is alright. I can fuck with the light rail because because light rail has actual like dedicated tracks. Like you don't share.
What's your thoughts on Hyperloop?
I mean, I'll believe it when I see it or actually ride it. Like I'm not trying to gas myself up. Like I don't want to be disappointed. So I'll just leave it at that.
That's when it comes out.
What'd you say?
2077.
That's
That's
gonna be 80. I'm be 87. Goddamn.
CD Projekt Red is
nothing like that.
CD Projekt Red gonna develop the first Hyperloop. Is that what you're saying?
Oh no! Oh please do not leave anything to them to develop that. That's gonna be broken.
I will be
You're gonna
walking.
be
It'll be a
dying.
death trap.
I'll be on a
You see
hoverboard.
how they're bringing in they've hired modders to come in and try and fix that.
Yeah, I just saw that.
Yes.
Cyberpunk
They are
modders
bringing
getting
in modders.
hired.
Modders are
Golly.
getting hired. They're just like, help
Hey,
us.
good. Hey,
please.
good on the modders. Good on the modders. Like
Yeah,
their
I mean,
hobby.
hey.
Their hobby is paying
Wait a minute,
off.
is that recent? They're trying to do that now?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
just
absolutely.
saw the,
Yeah.
As
I
we
saw the
speak.
article this morning. I don't know
Yeah.
how early it was that they started doing it, but I saw the article this morning.
Can't they just
Yeah, they are.
back away slowly from it? Just
No
pretend-
man,
Nah, they
You were
can't.
talking about this game like it was like that's like Tesla walking away from electric cars. like
Facts.
like yeah, nigga,
Yo,
we just
CD
make
Projekt Red needs this game to get refired. Like they have no other options.
it'd be like
Yeah.
Tesla saying we just make batteries. Shut car, we just make batteries. Like don't buy those batteries. They gotta be attached to a car.
Y'all remember that Witcher game we made? That's we just make Witcher games over here.
Yeah,
Yeah, basically, that's all they need to do now. They just need to just like release Witcher 4. I think people will forget about Cyberpunk.
Is there more Witcher story to tell? Did they not finish all the books in The Witcher 3?
I did enjoy
I don't
it
know.
for a moment there.
I did not enjoy Cyberpunk. I played it. I finished it. I did not enjoy it. I felt like
Finished it too.
I felt I was disappointed in the ending my character got.
Same.
I was like, oh, so there's just no good endings here? It's like, yeah, there's different endings. You have option of one bad reality or another bad, I don't know, afterlife reality. I don't know. I wouldn't trust my soul to the internet. I'm gonna be 100% honest. Like just that scene alone unnerved me. Like when they're like, "Yeah, you can come into cyberspace," I was like, I felt like I like it unnerved me like emotionally. I was like, I don't even want to think about downloading myself to the internet as like my afterlife. Like I want to be on somebody's server. I don't even care. I don't want to be able to be captured on a hard disk. That's all I'm saying. Like
Upload.
yeah, like it was just a weird feeling. I was like, I don't want that. So then I had to take the other option, which is, that slowly.
Oh, well, damn.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's more
it's kinda same
forever.
with-
I figured nobody here is gonna play it. And I think
What was
No,
what was you were
I don't think it
Corpo?
matters what you pick. You end up in the same place. But yeah, it was Corpo.
Hmm.
But like the only difference between the classes I think is really where you start, but the story eventually merges into the same avenue because you're all going to end up trying to steal that chip, right? And eventually, no matter which one you choose, be a street kid, the corpo, or the whatever the
Nomad.
nomad. Yeah, you're gonna eventually end up with Jackie trying to steal that chip. And so it was just it was you got options to do things, but like you really were still on rails. Like you couldn't do everything you wanted. Right? It was a very grandiose story, and it was cinematic in some sense. Like there was a lot of stuff where it's like, oh, I could see how this would have been a decent movie. But as far as the game, the only reason I finished it is because I started it and I was like, let me go ahead. Like it was pretty much a turn my brain off game, really. Like it wasn't very difficult, although I did not play it on the hardest difficulty because those aiming controls suck. It's not a shooter. It's
Yeah,
not a
it
They were
shooter.
looked like it.
funky. I was like, God damn.
It feels like you're playing like a freaking Atari game in terms of aiming. It's just like it's not smooth at all. Like, I mean, I'm not
No.
good at Halo, but I know the difference between like when I played Halo after playing that, because there would be times where I'd be playing that and then we'd all get on and play Halo, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is what good controls feel like. I thought maybe there was just a limitation on the art form, but no, it's just the game itself. Clunky as crap.
Yeah, it was
That's right.
funky. Yeah, it was disappointing. I was so hyped for that game.
But my bad, Chris.
Yeah, everybody was hype about it. I mean, you know, uh, I think the only time I'm gonna try it, I'll try it when they finally release like the actual like next gen version, but
Yeah.
I'm not holding my breath on that. So
Hey, man,
They just pushed it back like earlier this week.
I'm not surprised.
Bigger, better things, Battlefield and Halo.
Yeah, there's so many other games coming out now. Like
That's a
it's
fact.
like, yeah, it's a packed ass
Like I
year.
said earlier, I fully accept it. I play nothing but no like time to get down.
We missed it. What you were
Yeah, your mic
saying?
went in and out.
I was like, I have accepted I have no other time to play. I don't have time to.
Oh,
I can't
like,
really
invested.
sit down and enjoy the story anymore. Like I'd love to, but no time for that.
Dedication.
Yeah, I feel you on that. So other stuff that I've been watching, so I watched that Cocaine Cowboys series on Netflix.
Ooh, that was good.
That was good. That was good.
That was good.
Yeah,
So
those
good.
motherfuckers, like,
God, sometimes
Let
I
me
just want to
guess.
be a drug lord. Like,
Let me guess.
ah.
Oh, pick that out.
no, I picked it out.
Oh, you picked it out? Oh.
Yeah, nah, cause
So good.
so they had the original documentary Cocaine Cowboys. I think that shit came out like 07, 08 or whatever. It was like one of the first things on Netflix, on like Netflix streaming. And so I've just been like fascinated with that whole story. So the first joint was they were following I forget the drug lords or in that one, and then they had a second one which was following Griselda something. It was like she was this like ruthless like drug lord, like chainsawing her like boyfriends and shit. Like,
Oh my goodness.
yeah,
Yeah.
Wow.
yeah. I think it was Griseldo Blanco, if I'm not mistaken. If you look up Cocaine Cowboys 2, that's what. And then she had like this black dude as like her boyfriend. So that shit was wild. That shit was wild.
I don't think I love it.
I avoid those the same way I avoid horror movies. Anything to do with like drug dealing, because I know it's gonna get grisly, and I'm like, I can't. Knowing that
Yeah.
stuff exists in reality hurts my heart. Like,
That's how I feel about the cartel stuff. Like, it's like that shit is just a little too
intense, man.
Yeah, a little too intense because that shit is like,
it's Griselda Blanco.
yeah, there we go.
Yeah, just knowing like people like chopping off limbs and shit, floating, swimming with the fishes, like shit like that exists. You know, like it's not Hollywood. Hollywood gets that from the shit that exists.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
and those producers are the ones who are in the room with these motherfuckers too. You know, like
yeah.
So it's just
a producer that was doing Narcos in Mexico got killed by the cartel. I was like, God damn! Like,
don't play around down there.
Yeah.
There's a video of a guy going into Mexico, and it was at a stoplight. The cartel was there at a blockade. They were like, "Oh shit, that's the cartel!" And the cartel tried to block him in to make him stop. And either in this big ass pickup truck, and they just drove off and they looped back around and went back to the U.S. They were
there was a famous boxer. I don't know if y'all know who Canelo Alvarez is.
Mm-hmm.
Right before one of his big fights, he had to pay a ransom to get his brother back in Mexico. Like literally, he was training to win a title, and he also had to like negotiate for his brother's freedom. I can't do it, man. I can't do that stuff. I would crack so hard under pressure.
No sir.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That was just like
Not built for that life.
it was barely news. That's how it's scary it is to me that it seems normal. Like it was barely news. Like they said it as like a side thing to the boxing match. Like, oh yeah, man, he the guy is you know, he's like they're talking about how solid of a person he was. Like, oh, he's got ice in his veins, right?
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
you know, right before the match. I mean, not like during his training for the match, he negotiated the release of his brother. They had to pay a ransom to get his brother back.
Not built for that life at all.
Not at all.
Not
And he's
at
not
all.
even a boxer. They just know he has money, so they just steal your
Yeah,
family
just-
because they know you got money.
Yep.
They know you have
Fuck
money, and they know that there's an opportunity to do so. Like
Mhm.
you're, yeah.
that.
You don't have like armed bodyguards and shit like that. Like Bezos has a whole damn private military that guards his family.
Man,
No thanks.
fuck that. So started watching this random as I always like these like high school football shows that usually pop up here and there on Netflix. And so the latest one is called Titletown High, which is following Valdosta, Georgia. Valdosta, like their high school the Wildcats, like they're supposed to be like, you know, some of the always well, they're always competing at the top of like, you know,
Kind of
Georgia.
like Hoover was back in the day in Alabama.
Yeah,
That's
yep,
Hoover.
yep.
I think we did face them in high school. I can't remember.
How'd y'all do?
I think we won. I can't remember. It was. I'm either thinking of Valdosta or I'm thinking of another one.
Because how far is Valdosta from Tallahassee? It's like 30 minutes,
No, it's about an hour.
about an hour.
Yeah, we went to
It's
camp
like
out there.
it's like
When we
north,
did.
right?
Yeah, it's not it's in the I don't think it's in the same direction as Thompson. I don't really remember like which direction like the cardinal points where I'm headed, but yes, it is above Tallahassee, about an hour out of Tallahassee.
No, we
Okay.
faced Valdosta. I'm tripping. We didn't face Valdosta.
But yeah, so it was cool. They were a little like too heavy into the whole like teen drama shit, which was weird because I was, you know, just watching like teen drama unfold. I'm like, dog, we're here for the football. Like, I don't care about these motherfuckers like, you know, dramatic teenage lives, you know, and living in Valdosta. It's like, nobody care about this shit. So that was a little weird, but the football stuff was cool. So that was a quick little watch. It was what we finished that in like maybe a couple nights.
Was it more
Um,
reality type stuff, or is it actual,
It's
or is it drama?
it's more reality, but the like the teen drama shit was more produced. You could tell like it was just like the football stuff. You know, was definitely real. But yeah, like outside of that, it was just like weirdly produced and just like yeah.
So this is a little bit of a side note, but y'all heard about that Bishop Sycamore thing?
Yeah, so what is that? What is
It's
going on?
it's I'm hearing all kinds of stuff. So first of all, Bishop Sycamore is like supposed to be like so there are these academy schools that basically are just for sports, right? Like they
Yeah.
recruit athletes to come play for them. In Miami, there's IMG. And
Oh, I thought they were in Ohio for some reason.
no, Bishop Sycamore is from Ohio, air quotes, and they played on ESPN last weekend. They played Bishop Sycamore played IMG. IMG is in Miami, and it's like this huge, basically sports academy, kind of like just machine that pushes out D1 athletes. And they played Bishop Sycamore, which is an online school only, from what they said, and turns out it's not a school. Like it's not a school at all. They recruited kids to come there. The kids had no food. They had no classes. They were literally stealing to eat. Like these kids, and I guess they had some place to stay. But I'm hearing stories that they're
Umar
being.
school?
Say it again.
Dr. Umar school?
The head coach had a warrant for his arrest.
What?
for scamming people, and he was on national TV. They were sharing helmets on the sideline, and there were reports of like JUCO players in there. And
Sharing
then,
helmets in COVID times. Just in
hey,
general, like sharing helmets is disgusting.
disgusting.
But especially
Sure.
in like COVID times, like yeah.
And they got beat 58-0. And then right after they got beat 58-0, people started investigating finally, and they're like, wait a minute, like Ohio's like, this is not a school. Like, yeah, there were some kids that were 20, 22. They were like adults on that team, like playing high schoolers. There were some high schoolers who got recruited there, but I think they like once they realized they couldn't get kids to come, they filled in the rest of the team with adults.
Wow.
And it was just a crazy thing. And they were on ESPN last week. Like they were on. They got roasted 58-0, and the other team pretty much put took their foot off the gas in the second quarter. But like the fact that they tricked everybody into believing they're a real team and got to be on ESPN, it was just a bunch of. It's probably gonna be a documentary. It's gonna be the Fire Festival.
Yeah, I definitely. Oh, I would love.
Okay. It is. You're gonna get your opportunity. It's the Fire Festival. It's the Fire Festival for high school football. It is a complete scam. I don't know where the money is. I'm trying to figure out where the money is in this because
it says there's a news report that said 2 Bishop Sycamore players appeared to have been recruited by top college football programs.
No, they lied about. They said they had like a ton of D1 commits. They said, "Oh yeah, these guys are all going." So they lied about the amount of people who are actually getting scholarships or being offered scholarships. That was one of the reasons they got matched up with IMG, because IMG has like 300 kids, not 300 kids, but they have like it's not 300 kids on their football team, but they have like a ton of kids going in the top 300 in terms of rankings. Like almost their entire roster is going D1, right? That's how big IMG is. Their seniors and their juniors are ranked. Like it's not just like they're a machine. But somehow this Bishop Sycamore team, it's like in this world of like Googles and everything like that. But because you can just put so much information out there though that people can't, you know what I'm saying? Like unless they get their feet on the ground, because we don't do feet on the ground anymore. So nobody's like, okay, well let me go out to Bishop Sycamore and interview somebody. No, you set up an appointment with them on a Zoom call. So somebody can sit on a Zoom call and say, yeah, we're a real school, yada, yada, yada. This is what our students do. And that's basically what happened.
And so nigga, is there no paperwork you have to file? Like,
they're not even a charter school. Like, they're like, they did some weird thing where they were technically a school, but for religious reasons, they weren't going to be a charter school. They're going to be something else. And
well, they just bamboozled the fuck out of everybody.
Oh my gosh, the level of heights they got to. Like some of these guys probably were, a lot of these guys were has-beens, right? Wanted to be football stars, didn't get a chance. These 22 to 30-year-olds that were playing. Now they get an opportunity to be on ESPN. Like I wish I had known. I'd have signed up. Like, I'd have signed up, man. Just to
get my clip one time.
Get toasted by D1, be like, yeah, man, I guarded him. I covered him for a little bit back in the day, like last week.
You right there with you. They're like, man, I truck. Oh boy,
but they should have.
Matter of fact,
I would have been like, look, I gotta take my vacation now, I guess, for the year. Go down to wherever they were playing. I think they were playing in Miami and play Bishop Sycamore. But I bring my own helmet because I ain't sharing no helmet. But
yo,
that's crazy.
How the fuck did you fool so many people? Like sometimes like this type of shit is like, damn, how did this get this far?
Yeah.
Like how?
Like they didn't even give them a real roster for the TV, like a full roster. They only gave them like half of it or some shit. I was like, man,
crazy. They had a GoFundMe page.
16-year-olds, I'm done.
Absolutely, these 16-year-olds are gonna go pro. Like they technically they're physically capable. Well, they're probably not physically capable of going pro because it's just such a huge gap. But like these 16-year-olds, there's 16-year-olds right now dunking on adults. Like that's age really doesn't have much to do with genetics.
Yeah.
13-year-old, 6'5", 280.
Say what?
You see that 16-year-old, 13-year-old who's 6'5", 280.
Yeah, it's like you don't.
Yeah, you just gotta shoot him.
I want to be on TV getting dusted by a 16-year-old. Sure.
Hey, you get your ass
you get to
beat
be on
by a
TV.
big ass 13-year-old. You're like,
Hey man,
you know
that was
what?
the
I just gotta shoot
dream.
this thing.
The dream was to be on TV. You never know what happens. He might slip, and I might catch the pick. Take it 10 yards down, and then run out of breath.
That's true.
Like, I'll take it right to the sideline. I wouldn't even try to get yards. I'd be like, oh, that was enough.
I'm at least taking out some kneecaps. Something.
Wow.
But it was just so crazy. I was like, I don't know. In this age, how do you pull that off?
That's what I'm
I want to be
saying.
a part of a scam like that. I just don't want to be a scammer.
I
But
just want
I just want to be there,
that
eyes in the
energy.
room.
that energy to take to like put this like keep that up, you know, like keep this ruse up.
How long did you think it was gonna last? You don't have real students. You don't like what I want to know the psychology behind like, okay, let's run this scam. Obviously there has to be money involved. There's no way you're doing this for just because you want to be on ESPN. But
Yeah,
this
I want that
wasn't
kind
the
of
first year.
bravado.
Yeah, me too. That kind of confidence. Walk up in a room and be like,
for real.
be like, hey,
Humans are simple. Could it not be just that?
could it not be what?
Could it not be that they just want to be? I mean, like,
Want to be on ESPN? No, because you're gonna get sued or arrested or both after this is over with.
Has to be.
Like you don't
Fuck with Mickey Mouse money.
yeah, you don't just I don't know what that is. But you don't just get like you don't just get shamed. You get arrested or something.
my desk. Sorry. I'm not. Sorry, Kristen still has me on the whole Mickey Mouse
I
or
can't-
fucking coat.
I think you're getting noise canceled by your mic
Yeah, it's
because like
going,
we'll
I don't know.
in and out.
I don't know why it's doing that. I'll have to mess with that later. The other picture is Mickey Mouse in like a big fur, like, you know. Don't fuck with my money. That's all I can see.
We barely heard that, but I think you were saying Mickey Mouse is like a gangster,
Yes.
and that is true.
Mickey Mouse is
Those
thug.
Bishop
Facts.
Sycamore niggas.
They will shut you down for that money.
That name is funny too.
But it sounds like one of these high schools. It sounds like one of these
Sounds
these
official.
academies. Like that's why it worked because it was like Bishop Sycamore. That's a weird name, but like IMG isn't a high school name. Like these high schools have weird names now. St. Thomas Aquinas down there, and I guess that's more of a more high schooly name. It's probably a Catholic school, but that's a powerhouse down there. Manatee's a Manatee County school. This is called Manatee.
Well, what's the mascot? The mermaid?
That's in Brading. Is it Bradenton?
I don't remember where it is, but I know that's one. I know that's a high school down there in Florida.
Yeah, Manatee County. I just want to know what city that is. St. Thomas Aquinas is in Broward, Lauderdale area.
But yeah, I'm sorry, Chris.
Oh no, it's all good. I did see that story. I had no idea what the fuck. Like,
oh my gosh.
yeah.
I when I looked it up, I was like, this is the greatest thing I've ever read in terms of high school football.
I can't wait for the Netflix and
the
Hulu
30 for 30 is coming out.
Yes, can't wait. So last few things I've been watching. So I watched that dumbass movie on Netflix called Beckett with what's his name, Denzel Washington's son. That shit was terrible.
What's that about?
Terrible ass movie. Explaining it will kind of give it away, I guess, but
spoiler alert.
yeah, I don't know. It's just I just don't recommend it. If it comes across your thing as recommended, I don't recommend it. It is not. It's not a good movie. I was over it and 30 minutes into it.
Damn.
They did have a nice on Netflix. They do have a cool Bob Ross documentary. So like, last couple years, of course, Bob Ross got a new wave of popularity because they started streaming the whole, all his stuff on Twitch. Um, but just kind of learn about who he was and the how he got started and the drama that is going on with his likeness and how motherfuckers like literally like stole his likeness from the family and shit. Like it's just some like shady shit. So like there's a Bob Ross Inc. And so I mean the motherfucker been dead since like 95.
Right.
But he's he still has like all these products that come out, and so they're just milking the shit out of his name. So it's actually really fucked up, and none of his family is getting the money. So they got fucked up. So I highly recommend checking that out. It's a cool documentary. Learning about that. I finally finished Halt and Catch Fire. That last like few episodes was so fucking sad. That it was just I got so attached to all these characters, and yeah, it was a very sad outro, I will say, without spoiling anything. And then
Spoil it.
nah. And then I finally finished Captain Falcon Winter Soldier. Like for some reason like that shit just did not grab me at all. It was not.
I told you when I
Yeah.
watched it. The first episode was the best episode just because like it was just very like bam right into the action and then
Yeah.
I'd like pieces of every other episode, but never a full episode after that.
Yeah.
It was a setup. It was a setup to. It was basically a setup to what's gonna happen in the probably next
Captain
season.
America 4.
Yeah.
Sebastian Stan is still not signed on to Captain America.
Well, I mean, they're gonna
Anthony
have,
Mackie is,
have
but
to be Captain America, and then Bucky's gonna come in for Winter Soldier and stuff. But I think they're just setting up for the whole Super Soldier Serum type ideal thing. So we'll see.
Mm. Yeah. So that's pretty much it for me. I'm trying to find something else for us to watch on Netflix.
Next week. Malignant.
Oh yeah, well, we definitely watching that.
And Candyman this weekend.
Absolutely. We got a long weekend, so
And Shang-Chi.
Oh, watching that.
I'll watch that. The other two.
yo,
he
Malignant
basically
shit
just
looks
cursed
tight.
at me.
I don't know how that flew under my radar.
Yeah, the fact that you didn't know about it was a surprising part to me.
Yeah.
Like, cause I saw it on. I was just on Hulu, and I was like, "Malignant." Oh no! Like immediately, like I could tell by the lettering, right? Like this is a horror movie, right? Like
the styling, it was like.
There was like a lady laying in some kind of prone position on the little banner, and I was like, "Okay, so it's got some Exorcist vibes." Right next, it was just
comes out November 5th. I didn't know that.
Oh well.
So AJ, quick question.
Inspired, man.
Actually, quick question for AJ, Swab, and Carl. $1 billion is on the table. Your ass has to watch a week filled of horror movies, and then while doing so, staying in one of the most haunted places in America.
okay.
Absolutely
How
not.
are you doing it?
So
Absolutely not.
When you first said just a week full
$1
of
billion
movies,
on the table.
no,
Both
I
of you.
just
Everybody gets a piece.
I don't think I psychologically would be capable of spending the money afterwards. Like I would probably go insane from just the stress of being there, and then there would be no use for the money. Now, if it was just sitting in my house and I had to stay inside with the lights off and somebody could jump out and scare me at any moment, like yeah, okay, scary movies. I don't believe that the movie itself is going to do something to me. I just don't need those thoughts in my head because
Facts.
I
Not
don't
at all.
need those thoughts in my head. But if you want me to go to like a haunted place, that's a hell no. Like I don't play around with the super. I don't know, right? But I'm safe if I don't go there. I know that.
Facts.
Like I'm not playing around with this stuff. I'm not out here testing it. I don't know, right? And
I
I'm
don't
a skeptic.
necessarily believe,
I'm a
but
skeptic.
I don't
nature
need
that,
proof
like,
that it's nah.
Right. So it's like I don't want to be the nigga that's like, oh, that thing's not real, and then gets killed in a mummy because I don't believe in curses. Like, no, let the mummies let the mummies sleep. Like every nigga that the non-believers are the first to die in those movies because they don't even give space for the thing to exist at all. So they're the first ones to get roasted because they're like, it's just
Leave
it's
that shit alone.
I mean, all these myths and legends got some kind of backing, and it can't all be some kind of prehistoric animal. Some of it's got to be creepy, right? So, your boy is just gonna be just hedge his bets, stay away from all haunted places if possible, because
I will.
the moment somebody unearths the sarcophagus and it, takes over there and eats their body and sucks out their soul, like it just doesn't get to be me. Because I know better than to go messing around with ancient, Egyptian, artifacts, and I'm not going to Indian burial grounds and playing around there either. No, I've never seen anything like that. But so keep your stinky $1 billion. I don't need it. I want my soul intact.
Facts. I watched. If it was watching the movies, like yeah, okay, sure, I can do that. I'm not going nowhere haunted ever.
Ever. What's the point?
There's
Not
no amount of
intentionally.
money you can pay me. Like I might not make it out, nigga. It's not worth it.
Not
What?
intentionally.
Like, do you have enough money to bring me back to life, bro? Like, nah, I can't.
Yeah,
I can't.
So far, $1 billion hasn't done that. So
No.
yeah.
A question for the same group. What was like the last like scary movie that you saw and you were just like, all right, I'm just done. I'm done. Like, no more horror movies.
Wow.
The disrespect.
I can't really remember that far back. I quit on it a long time ago.
I watched I think the last, and these aren't even scary anymore. It's like I'll watch a scary movie after it's aged out. And not on purpose, but like if it's on and I'm doing something and it happens to be on, I might not rush and turn it off because it's aged out. Like the Chuckies, the whatever's. Those are not frightening anymore.
Yeah,
and I don't know if you count Freddy vs. Jason as a horror movie, but I think that's the last one. Right? Like that was
that
the
was
whole
hilarious.
That's a horror movie.
Human Centipede.
I watched Freddy vs. Jason. I think that was the last one in terms of like when it was released. Now I've seen like some of the Chuckies or whatever, but I haven't seen the most recent Chucky, and I won't watch it until it looks fake. And then I might let it play around me without running to my remote or something. But as long as it looks current,
it looks too real.
It's too real. It's too close. And my imagination is fantastic. I don't need the help. I'm scared already all the time. I don't need the help. I can conjure my own, fears.
That was one.
So
I show for it.
What about you, Kev?
It's been a while. It's been at least 10 years. Like, I used to, I've seen plenty of scary movies. I've seen the Chucky movies. I've seen The Exorcist. I've seen Stigmata. I've seen.
Hey, Kev, you sound like a connoisseur over there, man. What you talking about? You got all these names.
So let me see. I will say I haven't seen nothing this decade for sure. Like I haven't seen no Conjuring. I haven't seen no what's that other shit? The one
Sinister.
Have you
I haven't seen none of that.
You seen Get Out?
I've seen Get Out.
I have not.
Scary.
Get Out.
No, yeah, it wasn't really scary.
It's a thriller, but I don't do thrillers either unless there's some kind of like unless it's like I don't do psychological thrillers. I think I can do like if it's kind of like I can't remember the movie. It's LL Cool J was in the movie, but it was like about a bunch of like people trying to find a serial killer, like a bunch of like agents trying to find a serial killer, and they're all getting picked off in the movie. But it wasn't. That's a thriller. but it wasn't a horror movie, right?
Yeah.
Because it's more like a mystery with like the added edge of like gore and violence. But I've never seen any of the Saws or anything like that, so I couldn't do like pretty much any of that stuff. I'm sorry, Kev, go ahead.
Oh no, I mean I haven't seen all the Saws. They got wacky after a lot, but I've seen at least up to 2 or 3.
Yeah, man, you right in there with them, man. Go ahead, watch
that's a negative.
watch some of them movies, man.
That's a negative.
You got too many names. You got too many names on your list, man. You're one of them. You ain't one of us.
That was a previous life. Like that was when, like, you know what I'm saying, I was like, I don't know, younger. I used to watch this shit with like my siblings and my dad. There's no way. I'm not about to sit here. Like, first of all, my wife is not gonna watch a horror movie, so it's gonna be me by myself watching this movie. Like, there's not gonna be there's none of the social. There's none of the social aspect.
I can't put anybody in front of me to block that knife, so I ain't watching it by myself.
It's not like it's just me. It's me in the movie and my thoughts. There's nobody to be like, nah.
What about you?
I'm good.
Oh yeah, Healing said.
No, it's been years.
Decade, 2 decades.
I don't know if has it been a decade? 2011. What was I doing in my life?
That's
I
a
wasn't
decade.
watching. Yeah. So I guess probably I don't remember the movie, but maybe 2007 might be the last time I watched anything scary. I did watch Get Out, but I didn't think of that as horror.
Yeah.
And
Same.
I decided I'm not watching Us.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it.
I don't need it.
Definitely don't need it.
It was a carnival.
I wish I could support without actually without letting that come into my eyeballs.
Yeah, he needs to start a GoFundMe just for us 3, so we can just support the blackness without having to I'll pay for the price of a ticket just because I want you to be successful, but I will not watch your movie.
Do not want to ingest that.
Definitely not. So yeah, it's been a while since I've gone down that path.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
y'all can keep y'all haunted TV shows and movies and places. Like, I don't even driving past like regular cemeteries, like the regular ones. They don't need to look creepy. I'm just like, it's nothing for me out there.
Yeah.
It's like
the fact that you know that there's just bodies there.
It's just a bunch of bodies. Like, I'm good.
To be honest, it's just a bunch of dirt. I mean, unless it's freshly new bodies, and then it's bodies. But I mean, dust to dust. Dirt. It's
but I mean, there's a reason why
kind of shitty when you think about it.
There's a reason why we do this with the dead, though, right? Like, there's a reason for it. Like, that stuff is provocative for a reason, and I don't know that reason. I just know that there's a reason why I have this sense that it's dangerous. And in every other aspect of my, as a person who's existed and experienced that, it's been wise to stay away from it, right? I see something that's yellow and black striped, right, like bumblebees or wasps. I instinctively know those colors mean danger, so I stay away from them, right? Bright red flashing things, stay away from them. I don't know why. I just know I'm a kind of edge around that and see what it does before I go near it. I feel those same fears in those scary situations, so I'm just gonna keep trusting those instincts.
You're very in tune with your survival. Like you'd be a great caveman because like you're just like
that would be the literal definition. I ain't coming out that cave. There better be some food growing in there.
He said there better be some food in the cave.
There better be some kind of lichen or some kind of algae or mushrooms growing in there. I would be the true definition of a caveman. I'd be a hunter-gathering caveman, and I'd be a gathering caveman. Ain't no hunting. I'd be inside the cave, eating whatever came in the cave, whatever grew in the cave.
Absolutely. But yeah, so You know, maybe one day. I'm not. I don't. I can't foresee that day. But
Damn,
as
y'all
of
just
today,
left $1 billion on the table.
it's a no.
First of
I just
all,
stay in the house and watch some movies.
Listen. I left my life on the table. $1 billion
Yeah.
can't buy me another one. Okay, like I need to be here.
You come into the haunted house with me, man.
Of course,
You bring in some of
man.
your collection.
Absolutely.
we treat sanity like it is just impervious to to stresses. Like we're like, yeah, you know, there's nothing that can shake my. No, there's a lot of stuff that can shake your sanity. Lack of sleep, and you can go insane. You stay awake for too long and go insane.
Absolutely.
You want me to stay in there for a week? I might just not sleep and come out insane.
You'll die.
Like
You'll die.
After like the first
like
2 nights.
insomnia.
First 2 nights, you'll be just fine. Look,
No,
anything
I mean-
in there, it's gonna be like, all right, cool. You know,
To be
they chill,
fair-
just watching some movies. You know, they might pull up a seat and watch with you. You
I
know,
would go insane. To be fair, I have been to Halloween Horror Nights, right? I have been to that several times because my little sister loves horror movies, and so for her birthday, we would take her down there. So I've been to Halloween Horror Nights, right? But I can see enough of it to know this is fake, right? But I didn't go in any of the mazes that I knew were like designed for adults. Like I went in the ones that was like, okay, these are kids safe, right? Like the kids, if the kids aren't afraid, I'm not afraid, right? Because if the kids aren't afraid, that means anything that pops out in there, I can beat it up. Because the kids think they can beat it up, so I'm safe. But like there was like some Mexican like themed horror maze or horror what do they call it? Haunted houses in there. And just the image alone was like, they're gonna steal my soul by the end of that. Like by the time I get to the end, it's just something's gonna rip my soul out of my chest. Like, but it is like I get the obsession with the macabre in a sense because it was kind of like thrilling in a way, but like I could see Universal Studios in the Halloween Horror Nights. If I couldn't see Universal Studios, like it was a real haunted place. It really felt haunted, really looked haunted. There was no like, I can't see the Spider-Man ride, but it's just off. Like the Spider-Man ride's right there. Like I know this is fake. You know, I know this is fake. There's a ton of people here, so I got a bunch of human shields, right? So if something does pop off, I'm pulling people left and right to block knives. So I'm cool, but yeah, I can't do like a real like people say, oh yeah, that place is really I can feel it, and I'm not going anywhere near.
Nowhere.
all right.
Yeah, I don't understand y'all and that. But all right, I think we covered everybody. Definitely appreciate y'all coming to catch up with us and everything. Before we move on to gaming though, we just want to talk about something a little bit different we're trying this season. So on the third Thursday of every month, we're going to be lining up an interview. Somebody who's a nerd intersects with our nerd and is doing cool stuff, or is a cool person, or has a cool origin story. We'll try to keep it interesting, fresh, varied, and we hope you like it. Like we also openly welcome, everybody's feedback. And if you're not watching this live, feel free to hop on Discord and talk to us about it. All right, cool. So we definitely want to thank y'all again for joining us on the podcast. And yeah, follow us here on Twitch. If you got that free Prime sub, go ahead, drop that. Follow us on Insta, follow us on YouTube. If you fuck with the content, give us a heart, a thumbs up, whatever. It's free for you, helps with the algorithms. We really fucking appreciate it. We stream the podcast live here on Twitch Thursday nights. Oh, who's this? Oh, what up? What up down there in Costa Rica?
Hey, Costa Rica.
So we stream live on Twitch Thursday nights. Make sure you come through next week. We definitely hope to see y'all there. We're gonna take a quick break, and then we're gonna play some Knockout City and some Halo. I was about to say Knockout League. That's not right.
Yeah, we ride in cars and throw dodgeballs at you. High speed.
It's fantastic.
See, Suave's just like, I'm ready for this Rocket League play.
Absolutely, that's what's on my mind. That is what's.
Suave's just like, I'm ready for this.
Absolutely.
Oh damn! I missed this whole thread about Maurice saying that what's his name is a terrible actor.
Oh yeah, he was in there going off.
I haven't watched enough movies with him in it.
Who's a terrible actor?
John David Washington.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, what's his name? I know it's 3 of them, but
I know, right?
Heart is in the right place.
you said his heart.
This is hard.
Damn, you dog.